Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Katie. This is the Atelier Nekozuki stream, and it is May 3rd, 2024. I am just wrapping up on getting a few more things set up for us today. Flynn is here, quality control inspecting, and I realized that I don't actually have the wallet pattern that I want to cut out today. So I'm going to go grab it, and then I'll come back and get the remainder set up to actually get everything rolling here for us. So give me like 5 more minutes. Okay, now I will have a few things that like I need to figure out simply because I am using a new everything basically. And so we're just going to add in the collab cam here, which is realistically the most important part of all of this, which apparently does not need to be quite that wide. Oh, no, come here. Show on stream. Thank you. Hello. All right, let's get this rolling. I'm going to just tap in and get that camera sorted over here because you don't need to see my whole desk, just most of the desk. One day I will be like, I don't know, I'll be organized and like ready to go when I say that I'm going to come on and stream. Today was not that day. I like how the face cam is basically exactly what I am as well. Obviously we are not facing the fabric right now, although we should have been. I was like, I'm going to cut wallets today and we'll just go in and select the fabrics, blah, 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 blah. That's what I was thinking in my head. And then I realized that I didn't have the, oops. All right, I'm also using a new like gooseneck, and granted it is a dollar store gooseneck. So we're gonna find out how well it does throughout the day. My old gooseneck broke last year, so you know. You don't need to be staring at my laptop either. Anyway, so what we're doing is we're gonna go in and cut up the new patterns here. This one I am going to need to cut down to the stitch. I should have printed 2 of the mini front flaps. Oh, there we go. Haha, they've got a smaller piece for the interfacing. Okay, sweet, so I don't need to do that. That is cut on the fold, so we can figure that out if we need to. That's the body interfacing, and that is the mini zip pocket. Sweet. Okay, so what I have here, we're also doing a couple, like, I'm trying all sorts of new things right now. So if you're just joining, my name is Katie. Right now we are streaming to YouTube and Twitch, and also a horizontal view of the stream as well. So I'm like, all right, let's try this and see how it goes. I do wish I could actually turn the camera on the phone vertical, but we'll deal with that later. I realistically don't need to deal with another camera source right now, but I am dreaming of dealing with another camera source. Anyway, so it has been just over a week since I was last in the studio. I sat down to sew last night, and if you joined me for that, thank you so much. It was extremely chaotic, even like more chaotic than it normally is. It was like I forgot how to sew. I don't know. Like today was chaotic getting set up, but at least I kind of knew that was going to happen because we had to get all this sorted out. But yeah, last night I was like, really? Like, what is going on? All right, so it looks like everything's looking good. If you have any questions, please throw them in the chat. It looks like I need to like swap between the different chat windows. So if I'm not answering you on Twitch, that's very likely what. Like I said, there's a learning curve here. I'm very curious where the viewers are actually coming from because I am also watching. Oh, that's because I am watching all of the streams and they are all working, so that's good. Cool. Okay, this is really neat. Anyway, and then the bobbin count has been reset. For April, we used 15 bobbins, 11 white and 5 black. And if you're like, Katie, why do you have so many cutting implements? Because you've got a pair of scissors there as well. It's because I find that the X-Acto knife typically is easier for the curves, for this sort of work. But sometimes a trusty pair of scissors is just nice. I did go a little bit off there, so we're going to go back in and cut again. Also, if you join me at Peace Fiber Festival, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. It was an amazing show. So thank you for showing up and being out for that. I never know what to expect with new shows, and you guys blew me out of the water, to be honest. So I always yeah, shout out to you guys. It's actually really awesome, because it is actually looking towards my vain hopes of going back to Japan this year are not quite so vain as I anticipated, to be honest. So that is like so exciting, and I am very much looking forward to that if I get to swing it. If the business continues the way it's going, I can go back, which will be good for you guys because it means that I'll have new content like fabrics. My God, the fabrics that No More Taylor has been posting recently, so good. I'm just like, oh, I want to go now. I tried to convince Elsa we should, because we've got the half marathon in Canmore on the Sunday, and then WestJet is flying direct from Calgary to Tokyo. I'm like, we should go. And he's like, but he wants to go longer when we first go with the kids. And I'm like, that's fair, but oh my God. So this is, if you're new joining here, or if you're not, you know that I complain constantly about the flight prices, or at least I am, like, because I'm always daydreaming about going to Japan or going somewhere. I'm always watching flight prices. Anyway, I was like looking at, we will definitely be flying Air Canada when we eventually do go for the marathons in Kyoto or Nagoya or Tokyo, whatever it is. Because the flights with WestJet for the 4 of us were $21,000. Yeah, not happening. Not happening. Because that's just flights, not hotels or anything like that. I was like, what? That's like $5,000 a person. It's ridiculous. Now, it is with JAL. JAL is an amazing airline. At least it was when I flew it 15 years ago. I would love to fly JAL again. In fact, I would love to fly ANA. But $3,000 to $5,000 per person is a little bit too hard to swallow. Especially when you're looking at like Air Canada, and I can get our Air Canada flights for like even cash, not using points, air miles, anything like that. And that's what we're working towards, is being able to do with points. It's like, even if I was to pay cash, it's like a quarter of that price. Still expensive. I'm not going to deny that. It's still extremely expensive. But yeah, $21,000 for flying to Japan. I was just like, no. So anyway, I might still be able to massage Dawson going in September. Who knows? We'll find out. But otherwise, it looks like I will be going in November, which is awesome. Part of what pushed me that is like, okay, I really do need to look at going this year, because I was just being like going to be happy to go in 26. Well, no, I've been daydreaming about going anyway. Oh, I got to fill in the eye on my Daruma. I hit my revenue goal for last year, which is so exciting. And that means I need to fill in the other eye on my Daruma. Anyway, because I just finished taxes. I always am daydreaming of it, but I was happy to just be like, okay, we'll go in 26, not a big deal. But guys, you've almost sold me out of the charms from Natsumi, which are the little like cat charms and everything like that. So I'm like, okay, yes, I could get them shipped to me, but it is this whole big deal to get them shipped to me because money transfers overseas, blah, 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 blah. So boring. Okay, I do still have a piece of the interfacing from last year for the wallets here, which is smaller. It's basically within the seam line here. And then, yeah, that looks right. So we'll copy that onto a piece of paper afterwards. And then I'll just get these guys done. I need to cut and tape this one together. And then blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah. All right, if you are watching me on a, or if you're watching this later on a phone or something vertical, please let me know how it went, either in the comments or in the chat right now while I'm here. Because if I need to make any adjustments, I gladly will. I was like, I don't know how to lay this out. I really do want to get a vertical ability, but we'll work on that later. Also, I found out that one of the things I thought I was going to spend money on this year, I will not be spending money on this year. What it is basically I thought that I was going to be doing a leather strap cutter Turns out that the leathers that I'm working with are probably too soft. It's only like the really heavy veg tan leathers, and it's like, really? And that even the strap cutter that I currently have, which is the handheld, just cheap one, well, it's not super cheap, but it's like inexpensive. There we go. Entry level. One step above using like an X-Acto knife, basically. Is also probably not the way I should be doing it. Like, what? So apparently cutting the leather that I have right now with like a rotary cutter is the way to go. So now I need to figure out how I'm going to cut these massive long straps straight. She's basically like, yeah, you do it this way and good luck. And I'm like, lovely. So I'm just like, another learning curve coming up, isn't it? It's like, I know we've discussed this multiple times, but it's like the learning curves just don't ever end with this stuff. It's like the new interfacing, the new this, the new that, and it's just like, really? Come on. Ew, that was crooked. Damn it. Okay, that's crooked enough that I actually need to trim that down and add it back on. I could probably fudge it while I was putting this together, but I'll make sure that there's paper there to like, yeah. No, that's not gonna work. Okay. So there needs to be that little bit extra right there. I guess I could tape it back together and then like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna have to tape it back together and then recut it. Or I could just reprint. Let's just reprint that piece because that is too much effort. I'm sorry. Also, I was totally gonna actually, so I printed out the other pattern I was thinking of doing. And then I was like, do you know what? No. It's like, way more fiddly than this one is. This one's still pretty fiddly, but nowhere near as much. And I was just like, do you know what? Let's just do something that has a little bit less. By the way, if you are a wallet user, a larger wallet user, or a smaller wallet user, do you typically prefer the flap or do you prefer something with a zipper? Zipper ones are a lot of work, and so I'm like hesitant to add them into the roundup. I'm like, is this something that I want to add as a product or not? It's not, well, it's really not something I want to add, to be honest, but, well, okay, unless there's demand for it. There we go. I really enjoy mine, but I think it would be, in some ways, too much work. There you go. Shimmy shack in here. Trim that down as well. And then actually I am going to take my scissors and cut this out because of the curves. So right now we're just working, we're working on getting the pattern cut because I got into the sewing room and I'm like, I'm going to get the pattern. I thought it was with the pieces that I kept separated last year because I didn't finish all the wallets. Woo, surprise. Big surprise there, Katie. But it's not. So I'm like, where the F did my pattern pieces go? As soon as I get this cut out, you know I'm going to find them, and it's going to be super annoying. But for now, we're just cutting out new pieces. It's probably not a bad idea anyway, simply because it's like extremely likely that the other ones have been trimmed down because I've worked with them. This is a pattern that I'm happy enough with that I'm actually going to get the template for it. I just haven't spent the money yet, but honestly, it will probably make it way faster to make these wallets. Now they don't have the mini NCW, but you know, whatever. All right, I'm gonna trim this piece down, and then I'll go out to the printer and grab the middle piece again, and then we will hopefully not mess it up this time, and it'll just be a nice, easy, straight cut. Okay, there we go. so those are the two flippy floppy pieces in the middle. I'm just going to mute the mic and I will be right back. All right, and just as a heads up, if you have joined me previously on the YouTube stream and you're watching for the final count on April's bobbins, I used 16, 11 white and 5 black, and that wasn't even all of them. When did we even start counting? It was like, it was 2/3 to 3/4 of the way through the month, wasn't it? Oh yeah, I was gonna try this hack. I was like, how can I make my rulers non-stick? And someone said to put some painter's tape on the back. So let's actually try that right now while I'm thinking about it. Because basically now there's a little, like, you can hear it. There's a little, it's not perfect, but it's better than it was. Basically what they sell is little, like, sandpaper discs. And I'm like, well, I don't really want sandpaper discs on my thing, because those will scratch fabrics like the obi and kimono, and we don't want to scratch the obi and kimono, although I guess this will at least be in between, so I don't know, but that is pretty good. Someone else suggested the clear tape, clear like bandage tape basically, which would actually work as well because they it's clear instead of this green, and that blocking some of the markings. Although realistically, I don't typically cut like with these markings very much. Although this does need to be trimmed down. Apparently even Omnigrid actually sells a, there, like sticky tape. So, but the other options are obviously cheaper. I'm just going to trim that down so that I don't have any like rough, like sticky edges. That's what was like, it was sticking to it. Sweet. Okay. I guess the benefit to having like a clear one is I could run it top to bottom, which would be extremely helpful. There we go. All right. I was going to say that we're done, but we're not. I got to tape that together. Where is... Oh, like I said, one day I will be completely prepared to come in and come on stream. Today is 100% not that day. I am out of practice. I need tape. Where do I have tape? I just saw a roll on the other side. So let me mute the mic again. I'll get up and get it and then I'll come back. Oh, I can see packing tape from here even. All right, there we go. Make sure there's nothing I'm missing on like any of the channels for chat. So what we're going to do is this is going to get taped together. Overlap. Oh, this hasn't been cut down the last piece. I'm like, what? Oh, I didn't need... it didn't need to be perfectly straight. It just needed to be over... All right, so this is a prime example of read all the instructions before you continue. I should know better, but you know. I know better, and I do worse, I guess. I don't know. Okay, anyway, so this goes here. And look at this. You overlap onto the gray area of piece D1 and tape together. I wonder actually if I did that last time. I think I actually might have not done that last time. That might explain some of the issues I was having. I'm going to have to compare this to the pieces that are already cut out because that would be ridiculous and hilarious. And I have had the metal, sorry, that's probably very loud on the mic. Anyway, I've had the metal tags for these for the past like year and a half, but I was noticing that they do actually, and this isn't a big surprise, but they scuff really easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go back to the woman who did the, oh, great big crack in my table here, who did the tags to the drawstring bags, because she can laser engrave leather for me. I'm going to get some like rectangular ones to go on this instead because I still want it like elevated, but I don't want the worry of the metal scuffing and kind of like taking attention away from this piece of work. So what I wanted the gold tag, but honestly it's not worth it if it's just going to look scuzzy and weird. So that's going to be one of the changes I make. Thankfully she is in Calgary, so I should be able to get these printed probably fairly quick. I can order in small batches because may as well. It is a little bit more cost effective to order in larger batches, but I want to make sure that it's something that I can actually adhere and blah, 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 blah. And you're like, Katie, you've got like your own brand and you could do that, but it's really big. And I do not really want to put it on the wallets because it's like an inch round. So what I'm thinking is closer to the size of what I had previously. All right. I think we'll still go in and tape the front as well. Let's see here. Oh no, I definitely taped it together properly last year too. Okay, good. Yeah, we're gonna also do one more right here. The nice thing is that this tape is very thin, so it's not gonna like affect cutting or anything like that, even if there is some overlap on the edges. And like I said, later this year I will probably go in and get the acrylic template, which is available from Emmeline Bags. This is a pattern from Emmeline Bags. They're out of Spruce Grove. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, it is over there just a tick. This is why it's like taping together patterns sucks. And then I'll just make sure that the top one has a straight line. Okay, get off of me. There we go. Alrighty, so those are the pieces for this, and then this is the piece to actually do the interfacing with. So I'm going to cut it from the piece that I flubbed, and then we will go in and we will actually select some kimono and obi to like use in a bag. No, I don't recall the pattern actually calling for this. Oh, what am I doing? But I found that the flap was really floopy and like felt like it was going to be really unstable, and so I decided to do this extra stabilizer because it made it feel better. Okay. Basically what I did is I went in and I took the and I took the flap, and then I took off the seam allowance essentially for the, oh my goodness, and of course that's going to run away. I promise we're going to get to the good stuff soon. I want to get to the good stuff soon, so we're going to get to the good stuff soon, which is selecting the obi and kimono that we're going to use once I have this pattern done. Like I said, I thought that I knew where this pattern was. I figured that I would probably have to cut out the like mini, but I didn't realize that I didn't know where large one was. Anyway, there we go. So that is the interfacing for the interior flap. Yay! Okay. Let's choose some obi and some kimono. So the mini, I think, is going to work for a couple very specific ones that I have. The mini zipper pocket is going to need to be made from, it's going to be done from the kimono. This one has a center line of wallet body. Okay, so I haven't actually read the pattern yet, so I probably should do that for this. Okay, so that's the interfacing and the flap. And then this is cut 2 light woven interfacing, 1 exterior fabric, 1 lining fabric. Okay, so this is going to be a very similar construction to the main one. Only thing I'm curious about is what this interfacing is intended for. Okay. And then this is for the zipper pocket. And then this is for the big one. And then I think these zipper pockets and etc. are, I'm going to check. I think the zipper pockets and etc. are just part of the cut list, which means that I have to just cut them. There are, like, it's just measurements. It's not any, oh yeah, it is. I forgot about that. Okay. Okay, so from exterior fabrics for the large one, we cut A, B, and D. So this is D, and this is A. Okay, B, we're ignoring B. We do not use B because it's like a little frame around the edge of the front flap, and I don't do that. I just don't like the look of it personally. From lining fabric, we cut A and D, okay? So we're doing an exterior and we're doing a lining from these 2 cuts. Excuse me. And then the zipper pocket are just measurement cuts. And then the woven interfacing are A and D and measurement cuts as well. Okay. And then for the mini, two pieces of this one, which is here, and 2 pieces at the smaller amount. Okay. 2 zipper tabs and then 2 pieces of that. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this interfacing for the mini goes in the middle instead of... Okay, that goes over there. Okay, so there's a couple extra pieces that actually go into the main body of the fabric. Oh, interesting. Okay, so is this that measurement? Oh, that's really interesting. Okay, so this needs to be, I need a pen. See, I told you, I am never actually ready for any of this. Let me go grab a pen. Oh my goodness. I like how I was like, hey, we're ready to like cut the obi and kimono. And now I'm like, no, I got to go through and actually read the pattern. So this is the stabilizer. And then this is going to be, okay, if we're using the stabilizer and we're using 2 light, we're just going to use 2 light. Not the 809 dupe, because I'm pretty sure it's asking for lighter than that if it's going with this extra in here. Let me just see. Oh yeah, because it's like, no, it is actually asking for those from same as the large one. Okay, 1 second. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, what is it asking for here? Okay, no, they're only asking for the, like an SF101, which is the one that we're using on the interiors of everything else. So we're not going to use, but the 809 dupe gave it really good body last year. Okay, so we're just gonna stick with, we're going to stick with the 809 dupe. So that's the amazing thing about these friction pens. I can just, okay, so this is going to be the 809 dupe. Stabilizer. And then how do you want me to actually fuse this stabilizer? Do you want it? I'm probably going to have to do it underneath one of those pieces. Okay. Okay. And then we use the light for the credit card pockets and the zipper pockets. Okay. Okay, so these are the 2 stabilizer cuts. And then these are also both getting the light woven. Okay, and then I need credit card cuts. So I need like a list. I'm just gonna write it on here because that's probably the safest place to put this stuff. Okay, so that's the zipper pocket. My brains, because I think these are, yeah, so 2 of these G pieces, yeah. And then we need 2 pieces, 2 times. Okay, and then we need zipper tabs. Okay. Then we need credit card pockets, which is 2 pieces as well. I'm just going to put CC POC here. This is zipper POC lining. 2 pieces. Okay, this actually gives the instructions in both like this or this, or this or this, which is awesome. And then we need 1 piece this. Okay. And then we need lightweight for the credit card pockets, the zipper pocket. Okay. And then all these need lightweight interfacing. And then these are getting the 809 dupe because the piece A is only light woven. This is going to go the 809 dupe because it's like crisp and nice. Actually, oh yeah, the credit card pockets actually went with but with the stabilizer in this, I think we're going to go with the lighter interfacing because so this is an 809 dupe, which we are going to use on the interior exterior of this for the fusible interfacing. So that's going to be 809 dupe. And then this is getting the light light fusible interfacing plus stabilizer. And then on the exterior, and then the lining fabric is getting the light stabilizer. Yeah, because they're both getting light stabilizers, and then they're getting light stabilizer there. Okay. No, light interfacing, not light stabilizer. That's not the right wording. Okay, interfacing, light, and the stabilizer and the light fusible. Okay. And then for this one, I need to go in and actually write down the other cuts that it needs as well, because nothing can just all be together. It's kind of nice. They basically save a bunch of paper by not making you print out a bunch of rectangles, which is awesome. All right, so we need, okay, just follow those. We got that. And then I need the pocket and the pocket lining. Okay, so zipper pocket. And I'm just going to write these on the various edges. And this is why we're going to get the acrylic template for this eventually. Zipper pocket. Two times that, and then 2 times this. Lining. Okay. 4 times this, which is zipper ends. And then for the card slot pockets, it is the 2 times 8 by that. Pockets, and then we need 1 times this, 8 by this, for pocket backing. Plus, okay, so the zipper pockets plus light inter, which means interfacing to me. Okay, I'm just going to times 2 times the big number. Plus light, no, this is 809 dupe, because the kimono is extremely light, so having the 809, which is more papery, it's heavier, it's nicer, it makes the wallet feel sturdier. So I need 809 dupe 2 times the pockets. Okay, sweet. Okay, now I think we're actually ready. Goodness gracious. All right, now that is interesting. I like how I'm already getting hit up to be like, hey. Okay, so everything's looking pretty good. I could shuffle my like webcam view over here, but I like the bobbin count being that big. I might shuffle it over to the left as well. You know, just here. Let's actually do that right now. And that is not the thing. Oh, I'm gonna have to shuffle all the like font and everything like that, so I'll do that later. All right. I think we're actually ready finally. If we're not, we're hooped anyway, so let's just get into it. All right, so I do actually have a couple. Okay, this is actually good because this room, hey, there's the stabilizer cut for the big guy, so that's good because that means that I can just, now I've got a backup. That is a zipper pocket. Those are zipper exteriors. Yeah, so the card wallets, or the card pockets got paper backing, all of the card pieces, okay? Okay, so the card plus pocket backing. And that also is good because it means that's going to stabilize the kimono as well, because it's going to do this. Basically what I'm going to do is we're going to select the stuff out, and then I'm going to throw it directly under here before I even cut anything, which is something that I learned last year. Okay, so these, I do actually have 2 card pockets already done. I've got a card back ready as well. We have a set of pockets, except for an interior piece. Oh no, look at that, we even have the interior pieces. Amazing. And then I have another set of, these look like more, I know that these are two sets of pockets, but I remember cutting those out specifically so that I could get enough of the pattern to make it worthwhile. I do have one here that hasn't been finished yet, but yeah, we'll see if we go through with this. And then what is this measurement? What are you intended to be? You're that by that. Okay, so these are intended to be zippers pockets. Okay. Okay, zipper pockets. The polka dot kimono is intended to be zipper pockets, zipper pockets, zipper pockets. I'll try and remember that. And then we've got a whole setup here for this one. Okay, I don't feel like finishing that one right now. I know that's terrible, but I make the rules and I don't follow them half the time, so whatever. We will use this because it's already set up. Well, that would be dumb to ignore that. I'm going to move the laptop in a little bit so that I can get the mic and keep talking to you. And we're going to open up the closet because the closet is where all the obi and kimono are. Now this chair is extremely useful and ridiculously in the way. And if you're like, Katie, don't you have a bunch of cottons set aside? Because I just saw the cottons I set aside. It's like, yes, but this is an obi and kimono market. So we're going to finesse. Oh, you can't even see it. Let's see what we got here. Let me see if I can show you. I did try to clean up in here a little bit this morning. I think probably being the key word there. I don't know. I'm tired. Okay. So the mini ones, the ones that I want to try with them are these ones that are like really thin, really cool ones. And I think it's going to be, oh no. I thought that it was going to be enough. Okay, so we could do it this way, because I can't use the large ones on this for sure, but these are all just a little bit. Oh, but there's that. Right, there should be some seam allowance in there. Okay, let's open this up. Let's see. I don't think. Oh, but will that work? No, it's not going to work for the. It's not going to work for the body. Okay. It'll work for the flap, but not the body. Okay, so that's good to know. Okay, so those are going to be set aside then for a little bit because that's not what I intended to do. And that's okay, but good to know. Okay, what should I pull? What should I pull? What should I pull? What? I think we should try and get some out of this one. Actually, so this would be a good one to do because this would probably fit on the fold. No, it's like it just laughed in my face. Okay, let's see here. I could use it the other direction as well. It's fine, but I would prefer it to because what I would like to do is run the flap this direction as well. I need to, sorry, here, let me get my camera in a little bit closer so that you can actually see what the hell I'm talking about. Ding. Ding. Is that closer? Kinda. What if I telephoto? We might just have to actually move the phone. Hey. Kind of. Okay. Okay, so what I'm talking about is I want to be able to do this piece like this. But actually looking at that, that's not going to be a lot of fabric. So what if we did it like Here's the thing. These are something that, oh, it would look really nice that way. Damn it. Oh, but then I could do the, okay. So this could be cut this way, and then we could cut an interior piece out of the other side, maybe. Then what if I, yeah, no, okay, so we're gonna do that. And then we could do the, oh, but then they're gonna be running different directions if I do it that way. Okay, so do this, and then do, is there enough fabric? There is not enough fabric. What if I unfold? Because of course there's, let's take the, I'm gonna take the interfacing out of this one because I am no longer in the stage of actually using the interfacing. It is very good for a lot of things, but it ends up in the seam allowance quite a bit. Oops. Oh, well, we're going to just, there we go. Let's see if I can make it work from here. So I could cut it this direction. That would be perfectly fine. But the thing about that is then this ends up on the fold, which is not what I'm going for. I want to show off as much of this kimono as possible. Or this obi. This is obi. So what if we... Oh, this is why this takes a little bit longer and it's a little bit more of a passion project. And why these don't always get done as quickly as, like, say, project bags. Okay, come here. Do you know what we're going to do? We're going to fold this in half. I don't know why I didn't do that before, but here we are. Okay, so we're going to fold it in half. That's going to give us a generalized idea at least. No, there's not enough fabric for it. Damn it. Okay. I don't think. No, there's not enough. Okay, this is one of those situations where the other pattern is going to be better then. Because it's just long. Okay. Okay. Set that aside. Alrighty. Because we actually will use it probably then. Okay, so in this case, that flap is in a very nice position there. And then what happens with this? So so it still runs into that issue that is on the bottom. So what can I do to change that? So I can make this into a fold piece. What if we did it this way? And then this would at least run, yeah. And then these pieces would still run along where it's more visible. So basically along the back of the wallet, because you'd end up with this. So it'd end up along the back of the wallet and it would end up along the like, yeah, okay. Okay, so we will make the larger one with this. Okay. I'm going to move the camera with the phone so that, you can just look over my shoulder because I see it wobbling up there and that is not cool. Putting you into intermission, and actually that might be a better view for digging through the closet anyway. So let's do that. Turn you down a little bit so that you can actually view the closet. And I'm still going to grab the phone and shuffle it around while we're on intermission. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh right, that's interfacing. That's getting out of here. I did ask my friend, I'm like, so do you need more pieces to like stuff your amigurumi with? And she's like, no, I'm good. I actually just went to look because apparently she's actually gone through quite a bit. She was like, so I went to look to see if I needed more, and I found 2 more large bags. It's like, okay, no pressure. I was like, maybe I'll just keep it till the end of the season, and then you get first dibs. And then anyone else I'll just pass it on to afterwards. All right. Let's get this over here, and then we're going to move the cat cleanup. I say cat cleanup because that was part of what delayed me getting online today, was the fact that Flynn actually, we found out he's allergic to chicken, or he just suddenly became allergic to chicken. Yay. Like last year. And he, so he's got like little sores on his head that we've been treating for a while now, trying to figure out how it's best to treat them. But anyway, long story short, he had scratched some new scratches. So I was like, okay, we got to get these cleaned up so that those don't get infected. Because, they will, because he's a cat. Okay. Need to go in for their vet check here anyway, here soon. All right, let's do the dual wide camera here and see if that works. Oh, yeah, there we go. Focus in on the desk. Like I said, this is also a new gooseneck, and I don't know if I like it or not. It's cheap. It's from the dollar store. For being a dollar store item, it's doing extremely well. But I do miss my old gooseneck, so I think it might be it broke. So I think it might just be time to, replace it. Oh, apparently I'm not on the desk well enough. Let's get you. Ooh. Angry. Okay. Well, it's not going anywhere. So as long as this actually, the gooseneck itself is super droopy. So it's hi. Please don't droop quite so much. Thank you. There we go. Okay, I think we're good for now. I'll get there eventually. It's just that it takes a while. I do like there's a little gap for me to actually press the buttons to move the camera and mute the mic and everything like that. But now I'm back. Okay, so my Obi is stored in here right now. We don't need the hobby horse. Is in here. This one needs some glue for my youngest. Actually, he's twisty. Oh yeah, he needs some glue. They've been hiding in here so that they can't get them. And that one, the brown one needs some glue, and the unicorn needs some Goo Gone. All right, so we are working with a lot more Obi than we are kimono. Yeah, okay, so what should I do here? There's some offcuts there of the Obi, and then I did go in and pilfer my stash from when I was on exchange, because I'm like, I don't ever wear them. So there's no point in keeping some of these around. This one could be a lot of fun. It's a very silvery here. Oh yeah, and then so this got embroidery on it. So let's see. So it's got this floral pattern. Okay. Katie, turn back on the flippin' collab cam. Because now they're actually going to be able to see it. Okay. Maybe. I promise that it was actually started. My phone is connected. Okay. God. Why is this giving me issues today? It's probably because I'm trying to do too much. And obviously, when I'm in a time crunch, trying to do too much. I'm not in a big time crunch right now. But, it's because my phone is locked. Oh, because it died. It is plugged in. Oh, but I didn't. Okay, that's totally user error. I thought I plugged it in. It was actually not plugged in correctly all the way. And I forgot to turn the search bar on. And that's probably why my laptop is also struggling a little bit. Wins. Okay, let's... This one is a special one that needs to actually be treated a little bit different. I'm not going to cut it up for wallets today because I actually want to take some photos of it and then make... it's so gorgeous. This one was expensive. I don't normally pay... about $50. I don't normally pay that much for it. I know that doesn't sound like much for it, but at the Temple Market, that was a significant amount. Anyway, don't normally pay that much for them, but it was too gorgeous to pass up. I think we'll use this one, a nice rainbow one. I don't normally spill my prices like that, but here we are. This one's super cool. I like the different textures of that. And this is really good because it's a non-directional print. There's lots of it, so I can use it for a lot of different things. There's the lining back for it. Yeah, sweet. Okay, so that's going to make both wallets really well. Okay, I'm going to pop that over here. I'm going to move all of the pieces up here so I don't have to worry about them. This, I think, is going to be better as a set of... Oh, there we go. So this is what works better for the actual... Sorry, I gotta remember to show the computer. because the phone died. These are what work well for the flaps for the NCW. I know, isn't it? They're just gorgeous. So, and I think, yeah, we can use the majority of that because this is the stabilizer piece. So realistically, that's what you're going to end up seeing. So this, however, I haven't aired these out properly. Damn it. Yeah, they still smell like Japan, which I think is mostly mothballs. This one, okay, so this one is like sear your eye out bright. Oh my goodness, it actually does reflect stuff. Yes. Totally not what I would anticipate from an obi, but like look at that. It's glorious. And so these are really cool. They're little like streams of florals in this like really shiny section. It also still smells like Japan. And then there's this nice gorgeous blue, so we can use that for the lining actually. So probably what I'll do is I'll just cut. I know it's directional, but we're just going to ignore that. That's going to look really cool though, because it's like, then this is what you'll see with the wallet basically. So it's going to go this direction instead of the other direction. So cool. Oh, there's actually a line here where it's disrupted. Interesting. Does it do that every time that the Sakura section comes in? No, it does not. Just there. Huh. I wonder what happened there. Oh, maybe it's just, no, maybe it's a design element. I can't tell. Anyway, okay. Well, these have to come out and we're going to just, I'm going to loop them over the closet door for now. And that's going to be their airing out a little bit. Okay. I was actually really thinking about this closet the other day and I'm like, do you know what? I should almost take the shelf out and start hanging all of these. This one is gorgeous though. It's actually got like iridescent flecks in it. And like, so I walked away from it because like I said, it was more than I typically spend on these. So I walked away and then I was like going to the bus stop to go actually shop Nomura. And I turned around and went back and bought it because I was like, nope, that is one of those ones I am going to regret if I don't buy it. So here we are. So that is a 6-foot door, and they are longer than the 6-foot door, by the way. They are on the floor. This one we're going to open up, and yeah, I don't know what I'm going to move my mic up because it's a little bit low. There we go. I don't know what I'm going to do with this section right here, but I feel like it's going to become like a wedge bag or something like that, because so basically when you're wrapping the kimono or the obi for the kimono, this is what you actually end up seeing right here. And that's why there's like plain silk here instead of the why pay extra for like a pattern thing that you're not going to see sort of thing. That's the thought process. So basically, I don't know how to actually show you this, but this will go up over your shoulder and then you wrap here. Yeah, that's about right, because then that ends up in the middle. And then this ends up about here when it's done correctly. And then this ends up going back and around. Because, hey, why not demonstrate this on live stream when I haven't actually done this for over a decade? You know, no big deal. And then this, there is a like, oh, where is it? There we go. And then this will go up, and it goes up on like a pillow, a makuro. And and then this comes up underneath and basically makes one of the easiest, like, I think it's called a drum bow or something like that. And then you end up with like showing off this larger section of embroidery. At least with this style of obi. There's multiple styles of obi. This is the one I'm most familiar with. The one that I collected the most when I was a student. Blah, 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 blah. We're going to open it up. All done being that style of obi. Okay, so basically what I do is I go in. This is part of the upcycling. Yeah, I'm going to. I just haven't decided what. And like I said, I do have a project in mind before I start using it because I think it's too gorgeous. I want to take to like the teal and silver section here. Actually, it looks like a fish, which is wild. Now that I look at it hung up like that. I want to do that, and then what am I going to do with it? I want to make it, like, I want to take the photos and make it into some, like I said, buttons and magnets and stuff like that. Like button press buttons. Flare, whatever they're called. All right, so there we go. That one is opened up. And that just makes it easier to air out. Makes it a little bit easier to store later on as well. These are actually all still folded like they were when I bought them, so. All right, and then we have, okay, I've got a couple other ones that are like all over. Ooh, this one is glorious, but it's way too big. Okay, so there's vases. The issue with this one being that it's going to be too large of a print for the wallets, and that's what we're focusing on. But I do think that that should probably become a purse here. Lots of nice, just dark navy silk on the back. This is definitely silk. I can feel that right now. I don't even have to do a burn test on it. But yeah, like a purse or side bag. The only problem is then what part of it do you actually focus on? Focus on like the big ones, because I like, my favorite is actually this, like, I'm showing it to the phone like the phone exists right now, but this one here is gorgeous, and I really like the bamboo over here as well. So we'll put that one up. The nice thing about the purses is they're just basically fancy they're fancy wedge bags, so they're more work, but not an insane amount of extra work. So I can focus on cutting and getting those sewn next week. This one is another one where it's just like, it's so basically, oh, it is new. There is still a tie right here. So no, it doesn't even look like anyone's probably even worn this. That's insane. This is actually textured as well as painted like this. So like just absolutely spectacular. And actually, since the phone is dead anyway, I will take some photos of these before I make them into anything, because hi, glorious. Again, lots of nice navy silk in between. So we'll put that up. Oh yeah, so there's a lot of material there. So it goes from like here all the way up, way above my wingspan. That's like 2 half wingspans. Then there's more on the back, and then there's actually more at this end as well. I don't know how you tie these ones, so I cannot demonstrate it for you, unfortunately. As hilarious as that other demonstration actually was. And probably, well, it wasn't completely incorrect. But it definitely was not professional either. There will actually, at the kimono market, if you're in the Calgary area, there will be a professional kimono dresser there, and she can dress you up properly instead of me flailing around with all my cables around too. All right, let's pull. So I'm basically just pulling out the newer ones that I purchased recently. This one's really cool because it's got like a texture. Oh yeah, you can see that really well in this light. There's a texture, and then there's these like boxes, but they're woven in, or they're embroidered on. Actually, it looks like it's probably embroidery. And it is so soft. Oh, and then what? The back is patterned. All right, that is not something I would, oh, and it matches. Okay, so I was showing you that small piece. Oh, this is so interesting. So my general thing when I'm buying the, oh, that's so clever. It looks like it's actually meant to be dual-sided. Oh, so clever. Okay, so this is really cool. This is really cool. All the pattern pieces are going everywhere. Whatever, I probably will get to cutting, but it's not going to be in the next few minutes. So anyway, so there's all these little boxes. There's that really cool background on it. There's these boxes. So this would be the piece that is part of that pillow bow or drum bow in the back if you're tying it that way. Like I said, that's the only way I know how to tie an obi. I know there's so many different ways. And then it looks like this would be the piece that's actually on the waist if you have it set that way. So this would be the waist piece. And then, but on the other side, there is a different floral motif. It's actually like a rose. You can't see it very well there, but it's like really obvious in person. So that would probably be worn like this. And then this actually flips, and there's a rose motif on the back of this one for the drum bow. So cool. Okay, I've never seen that before. Obviously, I have not seen all obi, but that's super cool. Oh man, it makes me not want to cut into it right away either. Damn it. Okay, well, we'll hang it up. I'm gonna pop the stitches so that it hangs flat at least. And then, but that is super cool. All right. So this is part of the reason why I do, like, obviously I have quite a bit here, but I do want to go back to Japan in November because I'm nearly out of charms. And it is looking more and more like I will be able to make that trip. But I'm nearly out of charms, and I want to be able to get some more kimono. So the focus of the trip, if I go in November, will be the temple market, basically. That's it. With like a small top-up on cotton and cotton linen blends, because it's dumb to go and not do a small top-up. And because Noma Taylor is like taunting me with what they have coming into stock right now. Yeah, so now the question is how am I... Fuck. Damn it. It's too good. Okay, so I guess what we'll do is this big motif that's like this one, we'll use that for a wedge bag. And then we'll use the back floral motif, wherever it is. Where did it go? Oh my God, you know I'm not crazy. Oh, it's on the back of it. We'll use the back floral motif, or at least a good part of it because it's too tall, but a good part of it for another wedge bag. And then we'll use the fold waist, like as in like body waist, not as in waist material. The waist ones here for the wallets. That's what we'll do. Okay, that makes me feel better. Alrighty, on to the other side with you. Air out, please. It's going to air out even more as I work with it and everything like that, but you know what? Whatever. Okay, I'm just going to double check on the streams here. Awesome. Alright, I'm going to go around, turn the tech on. I'm going to make sure the tech's on. And then this needs to hang up so it can air out a little bit better. Okay, I am not going to describe my eldest in one sentence. Your passcode is required. I do not want to try and get my phone in and out of this right now. So we're just going to, I'm going to try and do it with it still in the cradle thing. Ding. Ding. Come on. Ding. It was the youngest's birthday yesterday, which is wild. I'm like, really? This is insane. And realistically unbelievable. It's like, how do we have both of these two critters in our house? One of my spin teachers is like, I've got kittens. And I was just like, oh my God. If it wasn't for the fact that every time I think about adding a third cat, one of the kids or one of the cats does something and ruins my illusions of how much a cat would actually help my mental health, I would totally get another kitten. But since they insist on like since they insist on doing the whole, well, we'll trade off on what we're going to torture you with. Not torture, but oh my God, what am I trying to say? Adding a third kitten, the mental health benefits of adding a third kitten is not worth the mental health cost of adding a third kitten. Because if it's not the kids, it's the cats. They trade off on how they damage each other. There we go. My youngest, like right before we went up to Peace, like 15 minutes before we were there to pick them up, they were running around in school and they ended up falling into the shelf that's in the school. It's like had a great big like goose egg and it's still a scrape right now, and it's just like, oh, of course it's always right before you're going to go out in public and do something. My eldest, all of our cats are soft paw cats, But I think my eldest ended up like grabbing Remy's tail or something like that. And I like it, but it's not what we're looking for today. And so Remy like went to bat the eldest to get them away from his tail. And of course the nails were a little bit too long and caught the baby. And the worst part of this is the fact that they had their vaccinations like 2 days later. She's like, oh, of course. It's always how it goes. Anyway, the kittens are cute though. It's like she's got like a tuxedo and stuff like that. And I'm just like, oh man. Again, if Dallas didn't work out of town half the time, totally different consideration as well. Okay, this one's cool because it's actually mesh see-through. Again, not what I'm looking for today because that's not going to work for wallets. That might actually be one to pass on because I don't think it's going to work for what I typically want to make from my stuff. We're going to do some stuff with the hexagons because hello, gorgeous. And again, this is one of those patterns where it's like all over. This is going to make some nice purses. Okay, there we go. This one here, I think, is a situation where that is going to become a purse as well, and then I think it's a fold. So that is actually going to be perfectly placed to make a wallet too, which is super cool. Okay, so one thing I wish that I did have with this is that I could see the chat. So I've upgraded. Obviously, you can see the like stream overlay, which is kind of cool. That's the main reason I upgraded. But I also upgraded because then I could stream to Twitch and stuff. So the one thing I wish I could do is have Twitch chat in the same window as the YouTube chat. Because they are not intertwining right now. I'm like, well, that's kind of annoying. Okay, so this is opening it up again. Because, this will actually be easier to store. And then that blue. Again, I am going to completely overwhelm myself with options. We know how this goes. Ooh, we need to choose some out for Kato. Ooh. Oh, dear Katie. Okay, I think probably this, like, poppy one that's got, like, a lot of the... And then probably also this hexagonal and that rainbow too, because it's like then, yeah, I'm going to get like a lot of bags out of those anyway. Why not, sort of thing. Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. Okay. So my buying habits for the kimono and obi have definitely changed throughout the years because, again, I was buying them for like project bag cuts. But wallets and purses are very different and like... Well, there's some different principles to them of like what I actually want to see from them. Actually, this one might be good to try with the waxed canvas and use this like as a panel in the middle of the waxed canvas. That would look really good. So some of these may not get made into purses right away. They might be more of a fall project. Now, Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday was a long day, but we went to the zoo. Because it was my youngest's last free visit. I was like, well, we'll take advantage of that. Absolutely terrible weather. Okay, this is a really large motif, not something that I really want to cut into right now, but we're going to pop the stitches and I will lay it out. It is an absolutely spectacular pink. This is, ooh, okay. All right. Sometimes you have to be a little bit more gentle, Katie. That, however, was because there was an extra stitch there that shouldn't have been, like a knot in it. Okay. Anyway, I found, though, that if I use a seam ripper on these, it's just as bad. It, like, catches the silk and stuff like that. So, anyway, I went to the zoo. Absolutely amazing time for the animals. We ended up seeing, like, the lion came right up to the window, and we saw, like, the red pandas were super happy and running around. All of that. Not a lot of people. There weren't even a lot of like school groups, and the school groups that were there were mostly older, like high school students. So I was like, all right, let's do this. It was awesome. The tiger was up and active. What else did we see? Oh, the penguins were out. So yeah, it was a really good zoo day. Otters were super active, and like we've seen them be active, but not like this zoo's kind of active. And then we went and did Costco because we needed food. We were all hungry. And it's like, Costco hot dogs are still the best. And actually their fries were really good too, because I splurged and got us fries. And then we went and we did Tandy, because I actually did need to stock up on brown leather again. Oh, that's going to be gorgeous though. Like, look at that nice big motif. It is spectacular. I just got to figure out what's actually going to be made from it. This pattern in the back, oh, that's not showing up on camera at all. There, you can see it better there. It does not carry on to the back. It's just plain pink silk. Absolutely spectacular color. I think I'll just make a wallet just out of the pink, because my God, is it so good. Anyway, and then yeah, I'm just going to have to figure out what to do, because these parasols are really tall. I think it's going to end up probably being a tote, and I'll frame it to balance it out so that it's not like too long and skinny, because that's sometimes the problem with the larger motifs like that. Anyway, went to Tandy. They didn't have what I wanted. Went to Buckskin, which is another leather supplier in Calgary. This one looks like it actually has some fade. This is another really spectacular pink. Yeah, the sausage is really good too. I personally prefer the hot dogs, but the sausage is like a very solid choice. But their fries were really good. I like beer battered fries, and because you get that extra like bit of crisp. Oh, well, this is interesting. It's like that is a very different kind of interfacing in there. It's like very loose woven, and it looks like it's like hemp or something like that. That's so cool, because most of the time it's like carpety. It's not carpet, but it's carpety. Anyway, what do we do? Tandy, Buckskin, and then actually I did go up north in Calgary. We have a like not quite wholesale, but they weren't charging an arm and a leg for waxed canvas, and so I can play around with the wax canvas before the fall. I will get samples from the supplier I'm thinking of going with, because it's still like half the price. But for the like, if I wanted to get like a purple to match these like pinks or something like that, I'll probably be doing black, because these are huge. This is gonna need to be framed as well. Oh man, it's gorgeous though. I think I mostly bought this because of the pink, to be honest. Yeah, so I picked up some waxed canvas to play around with and just see what I need to do to be able to sew with it effectively is mostly it, because like I'm pretty set on using it. It's just, yeah, figuring out how to sew it. I don't think it's going to be that much different, but you know what? We've been on a lot of learning curves this year, and so it's better to just assume that it's going to have a learning curve. Better just to assume it's going to have a learning curve. Okay, this is very mermaid. So that's all shimmery, very much scales. This is not really going to work for the wallets like I thought it was going to. What I will probably do, oh yeah, look at that. So this is actually a really cool textured silk on the back. It's very light. You can see the pattern through it, but it's like really, yeah, it's really cool. Okay, so what I would do in this case is we'll cut the flap. Oh, they're street sweeping today, so I can hear the people's. All right, yeah, so we'll like cut the flap this direction, I guess. This direction? Yeah, because realistically it's going so that these are upright. But I think in most of our brains, it would I think, because I'm thinking mermaid, I think probably down is going to be better. Learning curves are not a bad thing. They're just, I don't want a curveball learning curve this time. That's what it is. Yeah, so we can do that, and then we can go in here, and then we can go in here, because the back is non-directional. Sweet. Excellent. And then I think I can do the same. Of course, I have lost all the pieces for the large one. Yeah. Okay. Stabilizer. Oh yeah, that's going to look glorious. I'm going to have to be really careful though, because it's got a lot of horizontal lines, and so I got to make sure that the horizontal lines stay as horizontal as I can. And then will this work for the, yeah, and then we can cut those out here. Sweet. Okay. So basically what we'll do before I go in and cut these out, yeah, is I think we'll go in and we'll open it all up, and then I'm just going to like I said I was thinking that I was going to interface the crap out of everything, but I just realized for some of it I'm going to have to put the stabilizer under it. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh well, we'll figure. That's like 2 hours from now, Katie problem. Because apparently I'm still just going to go. I'm just going to go through the whole stash, and we're going to see what we're going to see, and see what we're going to do more or less. Some, like I said, some of these I've opened up now, and they are not going to work. Oh, that's so gorgeous. I think that I know someone that's going to be perfect for too. So I think in the family. So I think that'll probably end up being used. A little bit for that. All right, we got some other cool ones. We got a 70s as well. This reminds me of the 70s. This actually reminds me of the wall that Tana's Fiber Arts painted in her basement. Because why not? Yeah. All right. But that is definitely going to lean more towards a purse or framed tote. I'm just going to double check because I think this was one that was on the fold before I opened it up. Nope. We don't have... Okay, so there is no fabric that will be appropriate for wallets on this one. I don't think. It doesn't look like it. No, at least not before I cut out those, because we're not going to end up using a lot of this, like shimmery. Oh yeah, that's showing up really well on the camera. That would make some really good wallets. But I want to preserve that for this portion first, although there's so much of it I think would be fine. Basically, I would do the flap out of this, and maybe could we get the body out of it, I think? Yeah, get the body out of it. And then cut the flap out from the bottom here where it kind of like fades off because oh yeah, it's got a cool edge here. So it's got like a wavy. Yeah, you can't see the fact that it waves, but in person it's wavy. And then you could do a like, so that actually took advantage of that. And then you'd still have enough. Oh, more than enough. Okay. So yes, I am going to cut into this one then. Never mind. Those were lies that I wasn't going to. Okay. I should be separating these up on the doors into the ones that I'm definitely going to use right away and the ones that are like, no, this needs to be a purse. That is just spare blue. Excellent. I keep around a lot of the stuff that's on the back most of the time if I don't use it for the bags that I've already sewn from it, because it ends up being extremely good for like stuff like this where it's like I end up needing lining because it's navy. May not be the exact navy, but it's going to be on the inside, so who cares? Again, another absolutely spectacular one. This one will need to be opened up as well. A lot of pattern on here. One issue being that is a very large pattern. So let's see. Yeah, so it ends up being folded here as well. Okay, so because most of the time what I do is I cut the flap out of, like, I can get 2 flaps out of one piece here, sort of thing, right? So let's see. This mini would actually work if I were to line it up right there. That looks amazing. Okay. And then, yeah, definitely. With this one, I would probably, oh, that's tough because here's the thing is that like this pink one here would get missed on all of these otherwise. I know that this white one is the star of the show. It's got like, so it's not a pure white. It's got like a marble kind of effect to it. I wonder if I could cut, okay, so that could be the flap. Yeah, cut it so that like, oh yeah, it would point down. Okay, cool. So that could be the flap. And then this would be, and that would be, actually there would be more fabric for the flap than that. And then this could be the exterior. It's not like perfectly aligned, but at the same time, it's like then you get the most obi that you can if I like offset it this way. So that would make this offset. That's okay, I think, though, because then Yeah, I think that's the best way to do it. Hi, Dahlia. How are you? Yeah, and then we can use the teal that is actually the backing color for the actual like interiors as well. Okay. So this is another one that I can already tell that I need to interface basically as soon as it opens up. I am going to just pop the stitches for the fold here and hang it up. Now it's like, do I need to make all of these into wallets? No, but here's the thing is I do not want to like stall out here. I just want to get these kind of out into other loving hands, I guess would be the best description probably. Because some of these I've had for a while. These one, a lot of them that I've pulled out and like kept out are new additions, but I've had a lot of the other ones for a while, and they need to go to their new loving homes because they're taking up a lot of room in my closet. So, all right, I'm gonna open this up. Pop. Actually, this would be the perfect one for a kato as well because there's a lot of print all over. It's a good size print, so I can actually make sure that the majority of it gets onto there. Yeah, see, so this is what I mean. So a lot of these get interfaced with stuff that's like, I said carpet backing before because it's kind of what it looks like. But I think it's a lot of like reuse materials and stuff like that. So that's really cool. Now this is going to go into the scrap bucket for my friend, basically. Oh, look at the back of that. That is spectacular too. Holy. That is gorgeous. Dahlia just bumped the camera, sorry. All right. Okay. This is part of the other reason that I don't work with the obi very often is I get distracted by how pretty they are. Again, you go to these temple markets and it's like you never know what you're going to find. It's worse than going to Nomura because I kind of have to do a full walk around to figure out what everyone has available. Sorry, it's dusty. That's part of why I want to open this up before I work with it. Oh yeah, it just puffed. Anyway, the temple markets, they're awesome, but they're very dangerous. Oh, okay. I used to use this, but honestly, the more I've opened up and the dustier they've been, the more I'm like, no, we're not going to reuse a lot of that. It's where a lot of the dust and stuff gets trapped for sure. And that should actually help air it out a little bit faster, I guess, too, because realistically, that material is going to be the stuff that really soaks up the scent. Or at least, that's what I'm going to tell myself in my head. That is so gorgeous. So it's going to be a wallet. It's going to be a kato. Dahlia, you are in the way. I love you, and I'm sure my followers love you too, but you are in the way. Anyway, kato, blah-de-blah, blah-de-blah. I don't even know what the other two are going to be. Katos and wallets, and then probably a couple other things, because there's a lot, like I said, of material here. So, all right. Spectacular. And you go up to air out, please. Up. Oh, no, that didn't work. Poof. Anyway, so one of the things I was thinking that I should actually swap out, because it's like, really, I don't need this shelf in here, because at this point, I don't have my yarn in here. This shelf is really good for storing yarn on. It's still really good for the obi as well, but I was actually thinking that I could put the arm back in and actually hang all of these, and I would have more room. Do I need more room? Not yet. Will I need more room? Yes. Eventually. Probably. If I'm a glutton and I go in November, I will definitely need more room for storing stuff. So, you know, just thinking ahead. Oh, right. That's the other one I wanted to try. Damn it. Okay, so there's like a square bag that I really want to try, but I don't know. Actually, these may... No, that would be better for kimono. This one will be really good for wallets. I do not feel like working with it right now. Okay. Are we even going to work with all the ones I've pulled out? Hell no. But I'm pulling them out just to see what we have available to us. So this one I've already made a lot of handbags with. We're going to cut this and we're going to do kata with it. Let's just decide that that's what we're going to do right now. Ding! Actually, in Dawson, a woman came up and she bought one of the kimono bags. And I'm like, have you seen the, did you see the matching wallet? And she's like, no. And I'm like, you feel like a person who's going to appreciate having both. This is what I mean when I'm talking about a maker mark, by the way. So there is a full-on maker mark. This was the end of the obi. It actually still has the fold line there, which is really cool. I cannot for the life of me read it, but it's really cool to see the maker mark. And I think it's probably like the studio's name. And maybe like the person's name is like embroidered on these sides here, but it's just really cool. And it looks like it's Daishima something. It's like the kanji for big and the kanji for island and then something else. So I don't know exactly, but you know, it's still super cool to see. All right, just making sure everything's still going through here. Anyway, we're gonna make a kato out of this, so that I'm gonna tuck over into this corner here, because that's, stay there, because it's been aired out for a while. What else? What else? What else? We've got some golds and reds. What's this one? I haven't looked at this one for a while. Oh, it's very unique. All right. Yellow. Oh, and it's got a really large motif. Okay, this is a very distinct color. That's going to need to go to someone who's like, this is their color for sure. It's like a gold mustard yellow. It's gorgeous, but it's definitely distinct. That looks like those are going to be two very good wallet flaps there, but maybe not one to focus on today. All right. Got one that's got an all over pattern. I've got a couple that have got all over patterns here. What else? Let's see. I've got a hardy that we need to cut into too eventually. Not right now. I don't think that's, well, it might be good for like an interior or something like that. This is the one that's got like an all over pattern. I think it's like a nice neutral, but it is a neutral. And I don't know if that's something that I want to focus on right now either. I think I'm getting to the point where it's just time to start probably cutting. I think this one might be in too bad of shape. Oh, it's very interesting as well. Definitely have a bunch of interesting ones, but it's also like, what the heck do I do with this? Might just need to like actually sell them on. Oh yeah, it's got the phoenixes, so it's got ho'o on it. Okay. So in that case, this one might be a little bit difficult because it's such a large motif. It's also got a seam line right there. Interesting. Yeah, it's like front and back. Oh, interesting. This might be a good one to actually do as an interior to a purse, to be honest. I know it's obi. I wasn't planning that. But like, that might be the best way to use that one. Just because there's so much of it. Okay. All right, not today. Like I said, we're going to go through the whole stash today, mostly because it's fun. I want to show them off. And because I don't actually remember I don't work with the obi as often, so it's good to just remind myself what is available. This one's also very distinct. Also something I'm not 100% sure why I bought it. It's really, 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 really cool, but it's going to be really hard to use. So this might be one that goes into the D stash. There is a woman I know in Calgary who does a lot of really cool things with the obi without cutting them, so she might be the person to get in touch with, since it's like I bought stuff that like was interesting, but in an abstract sense in some ways. Yeah, and this one's still in really good shape. All right. Rolled. I'm gonna tuck it up there because I'm like meh about it. Okay, this one is giant cranes. I do remember this one. I've looked at this one multiple times recently. Basically, it's giant origami cranes. It's a very distinct kind of pumpkin squash color. Super cool. Do not know what I'm going to do with it because it's just such a large print or embroidery. So that's something that I had to learn. Like what kind of motifs can I even use? Oh, and this is another one. Okay, so this is really cool. It's a fan with florals. The fan is like a crane lifting its wings. Super awesome. Oh, that's not showing very well. There we go. Crane with like wings. It's got this floral pattern. It's got some blues in it. It is all over. Okay. So the one nice thing about that is it means that I wouldn't feel bad about just cutting and using it. Which I know I shouldn't feel bad about just cutting and using it, but like there's still some like, how do I treat this correctly? Sometimes. They're secondhand. Basically, I'm buying it at a temple market, which is like, and this is brand new. No one's even worn it. It's still got its stay stitches. So let's just use it. Anyway, there's a little bit of discoloration, but that's not a big surprise. Something like this, though, it's not going to work for the wallets. It might actually, it would make a spectacular kato, though, because then I could cut one motif and I could cut the other motif, and there'd be a little bit of overlap, but not much. Because, yeah, these are like too large to put on a wallet. I just realized they're all fans. Oh, cool. Okay, so they're all fans, and then these are the motifs on the fans, pretty much, except for this big floral, but this one is a fan as well. There's like pine in the back there. Yeah, okay, kato. I think that is going to be the best use. I think that's a better use for that than even the like wedge bags or anything like that. Okay, this is cute. So I think we'll work. Oh, apparently I've already cut into this one. All right. Katie. Let's pull the interfacing here because that's also going to make it a little bit easier to decide. Get this in the store. Still dealing with the dust from the last one, I think. I am going to need to go out for a coffee here because I'm noticing my mental capacity is rapidly like decreasing. Okay, so this is a very large print as well. I think we'll lean into the kato with this. There's quite a significant amount here. The other thing that would be interesting to see if I could do is the Heidi from Swoon, which I could make into a crossbody flat bag. And it's a pretty interesting construction and a pretty interesting bag. And something like this would look very good in it. I love all the little sakura here. And I really like this like big daisy, cosmo, whatever it is. So, and then there's the nice, so it's a nice rich brown. It's kind of like an orange brown. So into the kato, at least. Okay, what's this? I should do this more methodically, but whatever. Ooh, I forgot about this one. This one is also gorgeous. And also, ooh, I'm like always shocked about what I actually have in my stash. Oh, this is interesting because it's like there is no back side to it. It's just like one piece of fabric. Okay, so this is the back side of the embroidery. But like that's the most there is, right? That would be the back side. Yeah, this is the front side. Okay, there's the delineation line there. Okay, so that is spectacular as well. I think that's going to be suited to kato too. There's like trees and leaf motifs. And I think so, oh yeah, and then it's like the gradient is different through each section as well. Oh, so cool. Okay, and then I think the Heidi would be a really good option for this too. Okay, kato for sure. Kato, right there. Alrighty, let's go in and look at the pinks. This one I know is a really large motif. I think it would probably work well for kato as well. We've got a really nice back for like drawstrings and stuff like that. It is a basically both of these are going to be cut off at the very top. but oh, I don't have a lot of canvas. I have not done my supply order yet, so I need to do that. I do have quite a bit of charcoal that would work with charcoal. Okay, that's going to be, well, if the the kato wasn't really intended to be a focus right now anyway, so whatever, not a big deal. Yes, that is going to make very nice wallets because the back of that is spectacular as well, because it's the inverse of the embroidery or weaving. This is weaving, woven. Okay, there are some stains, so this one has been well loved. We'll make the flap out of this section, and then we'll make the body out of this stuff. So this is really cool because it's got like an iridescence to it because of the two colors that have been woven into it. So cool. Okay, so that is going to be wallets. I'm going to just set that there because it's loosey-goosey. I know I've aired it out already, so I'm not worried about it like having to hang. This one's really cool. It's basically like camellias. The silk is in really bad condition though. Like not bad. Oh no, never mind. It's pretty bad. Not bad. And then I start seeing all the little nicks. Okay. Well, that will be something maybe to destash as well. Delia, I love you, honey bunches, but I cannot have you pestering me. I'm sorry. Especially not with these fabrics. Yeah, there's a lot of wear on where the fold line was. Okay. The silk is very nice. Everything on the, oh no, never mind. It's like everything on the interior looks good, but no, it's just, it is pockmarked throughout. All right. So that is not, okay, I'll find out maybe if, no, down here. I don't think it can be like a functional item, like a purse or something like that, because that means that that fabric's going to wear out really fast. There are areas with less wear, pretty much from there down actually. So it's not like a complete loss, but I don't think that that's going to work very well. Okay. Put it back in the cupboard. I need my snack. What time is it? Oh yeah, it's 1:45. All right, I'm gonna go grab a snack and a coffee. I already have the snack down here, but I need a coffee anyway. I was talking about that. And then I do think we're gonna finish up pulling the rest of, well, maybe I'll just pull the rest of the obi, and then you'll know how much we still have to go through. Haha, because why not? So we got this one. This one we already, oh, that one is actually wider than the first one I pulled out. Let's see if that will work with the mini. Come here. Okay, it works with the flap. Now, does it work with the... It works with the mini body. Yes! Excellent. Okay, so that one's going to become a bunch of little wallets because it... Look at these, like, butterflies. Oh, except... Oh, damn it. No, that works still. Because if I cut that on the... Oh, there'd be a seam line up the middle. I think what I'll do then is I'll do flaps. There's another case where the other pattern would actually be better because it's just like one long strip. So let's set it aside for that one and not worry about this one. That's what we'll do. Okay, so both of those get set aside because they're just that odd. They're a different shape. I don't know how you even tie those ones, but I've got 3 of them because they're just cool. So there's this one with like a nice like floral pattern down the middle. I like how I'm like, I'm going to go get a coffee and it's snack time. And then I'm like, nah, let's just pull everything out. So I'll pull out everything. We're going to go through and make selections after I go get my coffee. It's just a nice light, gentle pink. I don't even know what that's for. We already have this one. We're not going to worry about this. We've got the kato and everything cut from it. We've got some extremely spectacular oranges. and reds to still go through, and the blues as well, actually. Oh yeah, there's the fish fabric. Okay, like I said, I'm gonna go through and we're just gonna make our selections very similar to what I did with the actual fabric selections recently, and then I'll just deal with the consequences throughout the summer. I'm already dealing with the consequences of my actions, so, why not make it fun? Okay, I already looked at that one, so I'm going to shuffle it. These two need to come out. Ugh. My goodness. Okay. Haven't looked at this one. This one is actually polyester, and I don't really have plans for it. It's not even kimono fabric. It's just a cool fabric. That also isn't cotton linen. It doesn't fit in anywhere normally. All right, we're almost there. There is one other pattern that some of these would be really good for as well, that I just remembered. Okay, there's one with Chirimen. And then we got the kimono, but the kimono can just stay in there. So, coffee time, snack time, and then I'll be back. Boop, 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 boop. Nope, BRB. The other one, the little onsen kitty. Onsen bucket. All right. Okay, we're back to it. That is very loud, apparently. Hello, hello, hello. All right, that looks better. So this one I know is a really big single motif, which is why I bought it. But it's like, then I got it home and I'm like, what am I going to use it for? It is gorgeous. So it's got like the dual motif. I'm going to turn this camera up a little bit. Anyway, it's got the dual motif on like what would have been the belly part of it. And then it's got a really gorgeous large motif that would have been part of the drum bow. Oh, and it's like got, I was gonna say it's got the zodiac around it, but now that I'm looking at it, I don't know. Reminds me of like some like Japanese interpretation of like ancient Japan is what it reminds me of. So I don't know what to do with this yet. This might be one of those ones that just gets framed and made into like, what popped into my head was actually putting it in a picture frame. I'm like, well, that's not that like out there of a thought process, but probably not something I want to do. Very vibrant green gold. It's got a lot of wear on it. It's like kind of tarnished the gold embroidery, which is not something that I would have really seen when I was buying it, so I don't know what to do with this one quite yet. I'm gonna tuck it up because it's kind of like the ones that I'm like, they're probably not gonna fit anymore. I will do something about. This one I've already made bags out of. I have never posted them because, you know, why would I? It's not like I'm trying to sell anything. You didn't catch on to that? That is sarcasm. Well, they're not going bad. I'll get there eventually. This one is gorgeous. Again, though, that runs into that difficulty of like, it's a very large motif. So I think that this is one that's going to get framed with wax canvas later in the year. And it does have this motif as well, but this is not a good motif for a wallet because it's very large. This might actually be a good motif for the Kato bag, so that might be something to consider. Yes, I will roll these up and put them away later. Maybe. A random piece of leftover from something that we've already made a bunch of stuff out of. I've got like a purse out of this and wallets out of this already. So for now, we're just going to put it back in the cupboard because I don't have any plans specifically for it. These are cuts for something. I don't know what. Some very vibrant orange. This is one problem sometimes with being overzealous, is that like I end up cutting too much, and then when it doesn't get made, I come back later and I'm like, what was this intended for? This is the one that got purchased at Dawson Creek. I'm not 100% sure what I'll do with the rest of it. Maybe we'll make another Kato out of it too. I am going to separate it from its interfacing because we're not going to use this interfacing. It is a gorgeous fabric. I love it. I'm not a big orange person, but this is just done like so right, especially with the pops of pink that are in it. Yeah, I don't know what to do with it yet, but it is spectacular. I might just make another wedge bag, because why not? Yeah. And if you're like, Katie, you're out of lining. How are you cutting so many bags? These are going to be lined with the kimono and obi, or yeah, kimono and obi pieces, because that is the point. And that's, like I said, part of why I want to go back in November so I can focus in on actually restocking my kimono collection, because the kimono have a lot of fabric, but they are also horrendously heavy. So that would be one of the main pushes to go in November, besides having to restock on Natsumi charms, which actually I need to message her and be like, because no matter what, I gotta message my friend and make sure that she's still okay with purchasing and shipping them to me if I can't get over. Then I will message Natsumi and make an order. This is Day Day House, so that's the maker that makes the little cat charms and all of the like really cute little goodies. Okay, this one looks like it's another one where it was maybe, oh no, it's fine. Oh, look at that. That's really pretty. It's also damaged. Very damaged. There's like actually a hole there that I can fit my thumb through. Okay, so is there more damage? It looks, oh yeah, there's like staining and damage up here. So I'm gonna have to figure out, yeah, look at that. Ooh, crunchy. Okay, I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with some of these. That's like, they're gorgeous, but like, oh, that's bad. Okay. The rest of the fabric is okay. This side looks like there's some wear and tear, and some wear and tear is fine. But having like holes that I can stick my thumb in is not okay. This section is also not okay. It actually has damage in all 3 sections of this. Wild. I wonder what happened to it. Obviously been worn or something. Okay. And then this section is okay. So I think this is going to end up being a kato because basically 2 pieces of it are good. Or good enough. I can make it work. And then maybe I'll trim up the rest of it and it will become remnants that someone can buy for whatever projects they want. Or I'll keep this excess for stuff like making the wallets and things that like, yeah. Because yeah, I'll trim that down along there. There's a nice kato motif right there. Even if it doesn't get, ooh, all the embroidery threads are just like loose in the back here. Embroidery? Weaving. This is woven. It looks like. I say that so authoritatively, I don't know. I just work with the fabric after it's made. Okay, I'm gonna pull. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna pull the interfacing because that will actually help with slowing down the damage that has happened, hopefully. But that's what I mean. Like, there's some of these things that you just cannot see until you actually open up the obi. Most of that motif on this one is good. I'll basically just cut around the rot. So we'll have 2 pieces of pink. So maybe what I'll do is I'll do them as like the fronts of the bag. And then we can do the, yeah, and then this one is not going to work for anything. Unless I like fussy cut around it. I could fussy cut around it and make one of the zippy clutches or something. That would be fun. And then I could do that with this floral as well. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, my phone totally froze there. My webcam is working. Hello, collab cam. Hide. Show. Close. Lovely. Okay, well, anyway, so I could like fussy cut these red florals out and then I could actually do something with them maybe is what I'll do. Okay, let's pull the interfacing. Oh. I should start it. I should be doing this outside probably. My laptop is going to be like not happy later. Dust everywhere. Okay. I shouldn't have my coffee here either. Oh well. Live and learn. Live and learn. Ugh. Okay. So you are going to become, yeah, so there's like damage here. And then, but what I'll do on that one then is I'll fussy cut out this section, and that can be the section for some kato. And then this can be, oh yeah, because there's damage on both sides. That's really interesting. Wonder what happened. And then this piece up here is undamaged completely. I'll trim it down because, well, there's a little bit of damage there. But we'll trim it down and use as much of this as we can. We'll make drawstrings out of this like sagey olive in the middle. And then And then, yeah, this one was very well loved. This one is the biggest hole. And it's like crunchy too. So it's like some sort of food stain that didn't get cleaned off. Alrighty. So we'll also make this section from whatever we can. There's some wear there, but I can work around that. Here's the thing with this. This is all upcycled material. It's not going to be perfect because obviously someone has, like, sometimes I get brand new ones. Sometimes it's very obvious no one has worn it. But most of the time these are very well loved, and I'm just trying to pick the ones that like will have the longevity to actually be a bag. It's basically what I'm doing. And sometimes I fail, and sometimes we'll have to work around it. So yeah, that's going to get a lot of interfacing and stuff like that on it, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm going to throw it up so that it like airs out a little bit more. Oh man, there's a lot of fabric. Okay. I'm also sitting down because I was like, I am ready to sit down for the day. Okay, there we go. I went to spin this morning. It was at a very awkward time. It's like I dropped the kids off and then it was like an hour and a half later. Spectacular. So it's a fan with, I don't actually know what this is. It's a fan. It's a very large motif. This is going to look really good for like purses. And then I think we could, yeah, purses. It's one of those ones where it doesn't have a fold motif. It was just straight. So it's got two big motifs and a lot of like light blue silk. There is some wear on the fold in the silk, but again, like I said, this is a situation where we are upcycling. It doesn't need to be perfect. Just and like good enough that I can still use it for things. And this is going to be interfaced. So this is what I mean by wear in the middle. It's worn thin, but it'll be interfaced and it should be fine. Because it's also going to be like fusible interfacing. Is this something I'm going to work with right now? No, it needs to be purses. Okay. Back into the cupboard with you. I'm sorry. Not really. There's enough fabric here to work with. This one's really cool. It's a very large motif. But it's also got like these little like scallop edges here. It'll make a couple of really gorgeous wallets. I'm not going to focus on these wallets today because I'm thinking it needs a different kimono lining. Yeah, than what I have right now. Okay, so we'll pop it back. Actually, I do have a gray, so that would be okay. But this looks like it's probably embroidered instead of woven. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? Not me. May as well pop the interfacing out while we're already here. Let's see. What is it? It is embroidered. Oh, and that's cool too. It's like... Okay, that makes sense. Because so the cloud motif that kind of surrounds the floral is like woven in. So it's got this different section right here. I don't know if that's coming across because all I'm seeing is a very bright orange. But anyway, and then these, it looks like the florals are actually embroidered from what I can tell on the back. A lot of the time these get woven, so that's why I'm like, is it woven or is it like not? Alright, I obviously have not opened this one up, so what I'm going to do here is I'm actually just going to trim off the interfacing there, and we'll deal with opening this up when we actually go into make stuff from it. As I said, I used to use the interfacing as well, but as I've gotten more skilled at my bag making, I've realized that I need to change it up and use different interfacings. So those will all go into as dusty as they are. Actually, that one that I just threw that had the damage should probably just be thrown out so it doesn't go on to damage other things, but that needs a better roll. They'll go into the stash for my friend for her scraps. This one's really fun. It's textured, so it's a chirimen. I have made project bags out of this previously, and I think we should make a wallet. The only issue being that the wallet would run this way. And we could cut the flap. And I've got this one right here already cut. That would actually be really cool on the interior of this. Okay. I don't know why I didn't start a wallet pile, so I'm going to start a wallet pile now. What is that? Looks like it's probably a good idea. I can't tell if that's a bug or a chocolate chip. I think it's a chocolate chip. I'd much prefer it to be a chocolate chip because I just ate a chocolate chip granola bar. Please no bugs in my stash. All right, another situation of a very nice large motif. This one will also work well for the wallets. Or I might go in and just make, this would actually make some nice purses. The only issue being that the bottom would get dirty really fast. So a wallet would be better suited for this. And then we'll make one large tote from the middle panel. Or maybe not even a tote, maybe just a wedge bag. Or that Heidi. I think this one, there we go. That's what we'll use this one for. Okay. And will I use it right now? I should, but I'm not going to, I don't think. I'm not even going to use everything that's actually hung on the doors right now. This is more just like I said, we're doing a toss. I'm reacquainting myself with what I actually have. An assessment, I would say, just to see if, like I said, if I'm going to Japan in November, if I'm going to pick up more or not, basically. It is a bunch of goldfishes. This definitely needs to become a Kato bag. It is going to get a gray bottom so it doesn't look completely Halloween though. It'll also become wallets. This one is a large all over motif as well, but in such a way that I can also cut Kato from it, I think. This would be just a fun wristlet, like if I just cut and lined. So let's do some stuff like that too. Does it have an interfacing I need to pull? No, so this one doesn't have an oh, it might here. Let's actually clip this stitch and open it up. Yeah, I think this would make a really fun wristlet. Just very simple. Okay, there's some interfacing here. Just open it up here. There we go. All done. Very light. That is like maybe muslin level. So that tells you also how much body this actual silk has too. It's quite heavy compared to like a lot of the other ones we work with. Question. Okay, and then yeah, I'll get some smaller hardware, and we'll make like a tiny 1/2-inch leather strap for this for the wristlet, because that would look really good. And I'm just like, what am I going to use for the actual? And then we can rivet in a connector. That's what we'll do. Okay. Okay, so that's going to go into another pile that's separate from all of this because it's a separate idea. I'm going to move the shears because we're going to need those sooner rather than later. This bright green one is a very large overall motif. I think that'll become some really cool Kato. And probably some waxed canvas bags. Again, we can do that nice frame around like sections of this. Not something we're going to tackle today. Very bright though, and very happy, and actually in extremely good shape. The back, it looks like it may not have even been worn. Totally possible, like I said. So basically the temple markets, I call them temple markets because it sounds nicer than flea market. But that's essentially what it is. It's just, it's set up at a temple, so that's why I call it a temple market. But like, so it's stuff like antiques and just basically almost like a large garage sale. So I have a feeling most of these come from people who are like, I am no longer going to wear this, or like people who are like, there's another Kato. Lots of like very comparable motifs. This will be a really good wedge one as well. It's got a really cool background texture in the weaving, and then all of these motifs are woven as well. Again, not something we're going to tackle today. Anyway, so but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like this. It's like antique dealers, and then there's people who just go there to sell. There's hand makers, obviously, because that's where I go see Natsumi for the charms. You know, it's just a bunch of like, it's a hodgepodge, but it's a temple market, which, like I said, so it just sounds way better than a flea market to me. I don't know why. It's not like flea markets have a bad connotation, but in my head, they're just not as Yeah. This is really cool, just one layer. Well, it's backed right there for where you would tie the bow, the drum bow. It's got a very rustic hand-woven kind of texture to it. It could be hand-woven for all I know. It probably is a cotton or cotton poly blend. Definitely is. It's got a very interesting texture. Kind of, the core weight maybe might be the best description. I'm not 100% sure what you would call this, but it's fun. I like it. The motifs are very large, but it would be kind of cool to like cut this one in half and use it for a kato. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to set that one aside. Am I going to cut it? I don't know, but at least it's like designated. This one is glorious. So these like really cool floral bunches, they look very much like kanzashi, which are the hair ornaments that Maiko specifically wear. Although anyone can wear them. It's not just Maiko and Geiko that wear them. They are available, like I have kanzashi. That's what these all remind me of. This one's going to be hard because there's no way to cut those motifs without cutting one or the other. The rest of it's a really cool kind of, you can see it here, I think, gradient from white to dark orange, and it's got like a gold overlay over top of it. It's in extremely good shape, actually, and the silk on the back also follows that motif of the gradient without the gold overlay. So I think in this case, this is one that we will work with sooner rather than later, but we'll probably end up making 2 wallets, body of the wallet, and then something with this. I don't know what yet though. So this motif. Feels like some of these just need to be framed and sold that way, to be honest. Which I guess is an option, to be fair. Okay, we have cleared out a lot of what I had in there though, so that's good. I think this is just leftover pink. Probably from when I was doing other stuff. Yes, that is a lot of leftover pink. Sweet. Okay, so this is good for like, this is actually really good for making pockets for the kato and stuff like that, because it's going to be this very similar or the exact same width. And it is like sturdy enough and light, but light enough at the same time. Feels like it's probably a poly blend, if not polyester. This would also be good probably for actually making card pockets for some of these. So we're going to keep this out for now. Actually, no, I'm going to put it in the spare fabric shelf that I kind of have going, and then that'll be there for later. Okay. This is another one where it's the motif is very large, super gorgeous. This is going to be some good kato. I just got fabric dust in my eye. Surprise! Surprised that didn't happen earlier, to be honest. Yeah, kato. And maybe we'll just throw everything to the wind and do a... Actually, this might fit into the mini cut really well. Where did I put those now? I know... Oh, they're over here. Okay, they're right behind the door. 1 second. Let's see... It's kind of directional, but honestly at this point I'm just going to ignore that. And then this, okay, so this is too wide to do a cut on the fold. So it does have to be along the length of the obi. That would look really good, to be honest. I don't typically use the actual motif for the wallet, or at least I haven't yet. I say as I've made like 4. That's not really a good judge. I didn't think I would be cutting out of the motif, but really when it's like that much motif, I may as well. This one is super interesting. It's kind of like an overlay. I think that's been printed on. Yeah, because it doesn't have a backing. And then like there's this embroidery stitched into it as well. But it also is showing damage in the... Oh no, so those sections are woven in. They're just kind of like picked up off the top, and that's why it's damaged. So I'm not 100% sure. This could be used maybe for some pockets, might be the best option for it, or like a lining. Although it'd be really shiny for a lining, so I don't know. For now, we'll set it aside. Because yeah, there's a lot of fabric here that could still be used. It's just that the motif itself is damaged. So I don't know what you do in that case, right? Like, again, it's also very much out of my wheelhouse. I don't know what I was thinking when I purchased it, but you know, something different at least. I think this one is gorgeous, but also massive. Yes. Yep. Okay, so this is all like big fans. Like larger than my hand fans. Like I said, I was going to cut obi and kimono today. We're totally not cutting obi and kimono today. We're just going to go through and admire the obi and kimono and think about what they're going to become. And then I don't know when we're going to cut the obi and kimono, but you know, eventually it'll happen. Okay. Take the interfacing out of this one. Also a little bit kind of stuck because I don't have canvas and stuff like that. I do need to order that things. That's next week though, so I'm going to wait until my credit card cutoff date to do my big purchases. So there we go. Also, I will be doing so I had said that I was going to do like a mid-May update. And then I said, no, I'm going to do a June update so we can get all the kato done. No, we're going to do a mid-May update because I was sitting there last night and I was like, or yesterday or a couple days ago, and I went, oh crap, there's all those large box bags. So we're going to go in and photograph those so that I don't have to photograph large box bags and all the kato bags as well. Which to me sounds like a lot more pleasant of a task. So that's probably something I'm going to work on over this weekend because realistically I can be on live stream for it, but it's also a good task to do when the kids are home. It's supposed to be nice this weekend, so it's something I could do outside. I think it's supposed to be, I say that and I'm like, is it actually supposed to be nice this weekend? Oh my god, my computer is covered in kimono fluff or obi fluff. Let's actually check what the weather's supposed to be this weekend. I did RSVP. I RSVP'd late, but I did RSVP for that birthday party for my eldest too. So we got that this weekend. I asked about presents. They're like, you don't need to worry about it. And I was like, okay, donations. And they're like, nope, but I like that idea for later. I'm like, absolutely zero judgment. I just know it's a trendy thing some people are doing. Okay, it's supposed to be 12 and 10, which is going to feel absolutely glorious after the BS weather that we've had this week. And it's supposed to be like low 20s by next week, which means we can start taking the top off the Jeep. Anyway, so I definitely can work outside this weekend. That's what we're getting at. These need black canvas, but they are 100% going to be kato. I am going to put it away though, because we've already got a lot of kato waiting there. And as much as I'm like, it's okay to be overzealous, I don't want to be having to sort this out later. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, so we've got a little birthday party to go tomorrow. I did not do anything insane, but I did get the book. I keep talking about it, but I got Cat Problems just because I think it's hilarious. And both of my kiddos have really enjoyed it. And this little kid is like the same age as my eldest. So I think they'll really enjoy it too. Or at least I hope so. It really doesn't matter, I guess, in some ways. But I figured that was a good gift, was a book. So, because usually, although toys are more fun to get, I just remember being a kid and always loving to get presents. So I'm like, yeah, we'll do a present. It's not, whatever. A book is also a lot smaller than like a large, noisy toy. I would not do large, noisy toys as gifts, because that is cruel and unusual punishment. Unless that's the actual intent that you want to do. Okay, this one's really pretty too. Not something that we're going to work with today. The motif is very large. It is very shiny, which is actually showing up on the camera. It looks like pretty well. It is a light pinky peach behind, or honestly a like very light white skin tone. yeah, and it's got like peachy flowers on it, or salmon flowers. I don't know what you would qualify this color as. I count it between salmon or peach probably. It's pretty, but not something that I'm interested in working with right now. Yay, easy to pull out. Yeah, books are a good gift. I was a bookworm as a kid too, so it's like that would have been an amazing gift for me. Okay, we got two more to assess, and then I don't know what we're doing. We'll do something. All right, really huge motif again. Very interesting motif. This will be, ooh, and then it's got like a textured orange back. So in this case, I really want to use, the first thing that popped into my head was a kato, and probably what I would do is I would actually cut one motif and then use the orange on the back and basically do a two-tone kato. Mostly because this just matches the tone correctly too. And then hopefully, so probably cut it so that I get at least one of these like full shell motifs. Yeah, that's what I would do. You can even see that like that's what they had to do for the top of the obi here, or the bottom of the obi, is they had to cut it. So it would be cut like right here, and then the next section would have that next bit, blah 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 blah. And then yeah, the back here has like a hexagonal oh yeah, you can see that a little bit, kind of like motif embossed, woven. It'll be woven, but like it's like very subtle. So this would be like the back piece of it, and then this will be the front piece of it. Yeah, I think that'll work. Again, I don't want to overcommit or be completely overzealous. We've already done that. Even though I said, so the 20 feet at Dawson Creek was an absolutely amazing idea. 100% helped. It needed to happen. But I didn't have more. Like there was, like normally I have a massive stock of stuff, right? Underneath and everything like that. And there was no extra. And there was even empty hooks. So I was like, I am kind of effed for Knit City. So, Anyway. Oh, this is super interesting too. Alright, so very large motif. This looks very much like Singaporean or Indonesian almost. I don't know. That's the vibes that I'm getting from it. It probably is wrong, but that's what it feels like. Really cool. Actually, or maybe not even that, but maybe like the Byodoin kind of style of florals. Very unique. That's the thing. So, okay. What I'm doing is I'm gonna pull the interfacing from this one as well. And then I guess what we should do next is actually pare down what we want to make into wallets for 2 weeks from now, because the kimono market is on the 19th. So what is the date today? The 3rd. So I've got 16 days, but not really 16 days. You know how it goes. Yeah, it's got a really cool texture around the like motif as well. So it's like kind of the warp is corrugated would be the best description. You can hear it almost better than you can see it. So that's cool. And it's got a fold one here as well, although it does have some wax on one side. Oh, that's interesting. Or some sort of damage. Okay, well, we will not be using that side, I guess. I'll just use the other motif. Because, yeah, even cleaning it off with my thumb isn't going to get it all off. Alrighty. Okay, so I think most of what we're going to work with for the wallets is actually on the doors. We'll roll this one back up, or at least get it semi put together so I can chuck it in the corner and work on it later. Okay, so number one, I definitely want to get that. Oh yeah, and here's the maker's mark on this one. Juraku. It's got like, it's even got the house symbol and everything like that for it. And then apparently, I'm guessing there's like a number set here, 1143. I'm going to say that is like the motif number or the number of obi made. I'm not 100% sure. And then it's got the artisan mark, I think is what I would call this. And then it's got the actual name, I think, of the artist, which is Juraku, or the like studio or something like that. I'm not 100% sure what it refers to, but it's super cool to see. This one is very frayed on the bottom here. So their stay stitching when they took it off was probably, yeah, you can see it. Their stay stitching didn't stay very well. All right. Hem stitch or whatever it's called. Sweet. All right, so let's choose our poison today and see what we're actually going to make, I guess. Okay, I'm going to roll this so that one thing I try to make sure of is that if it's embroidered like that, the backside of the threads actually gets put into the roll so that they don't get caught and damaged, which is part of why I roll it. Now I do have a hori down there. I do also have another kimono and obi that I wasn't originally intending to be a display piece, just so I could like show stuff off without when people ask questions, because obviously people have questions. It's awesome. But let's see what's in here, and because here's the thing, is dressing the mannequin all the time would be annoying. So it's got a very pretty little sparkly woven in motif, and then a very pretty demure obi. It's kind of a mauve with gold highlights, gold embroidery as well, and I think it looks really good together. This is from a secondhand store in Tokyo. And then I got the obijime, which is the belt that goes over top of the kimono obi. And it's really pretty. And then the thing to go over top. So it covers all the like ties and everything like that. And this just tucks on the top of the obi. But I don't think... Oh, and it's not even an obi I know how to tie. Okay, there we go. That's decided then. It won't get used today, but it is getting incorporated. This one has like plum blossoms and bamboo. And it's like, it looks like an obi a woven interpretation of an ink painting. There we go. That's what it is. And now we have this absolutely spectacular amount of very dark green obi or kimono to use. So the kimono here, may as well put it on while I've got it here, because it's very wrinkly. All right. It apparently didn't store it very well. So the kimono is super easy. Usually you have a base layer under this. This one's actually lined in cotton, which is very interesting. Usually it's lined in like a silk or something as well. Okay. Where am I? There we go. Yeah, and then it goes left over right. That's right. Right over left would mean that you're at a funeral, or you're dead, basically. Flip this on the exterior edge up here with me. So you put it on like this. Okay, it just smells like Japan. And then you would have a bunch of ties under here to hold everything in place. And then the obi goes over top and places it here as well. I'm going to turn the camera up a little bit so you're not just staring at my gut. And then you tie it all together. Now, and then it also gets like, obviously I've got a hoodie on, so this is not the practical outfit to put on. It'll end up being like popped up here and open up quite a bit in the back. Now, the difficulties I always have is I am quite a bit broader. And I've got more curves. So when I wear a kimono, I very much have to have a lot of the flattening instruments. They basically bulk up your middle, and then they put the obi over top of it, because the obi is very much, or the kimono is very much built for a cylinder. So basically they flatten it out so that you don't have boobs and you don't have hips. And actually this one fits me better than a lot of the ones that I have, but even when I bend down, yeah, it splits at the bottom, so it's too small for me. Let alone the fact that also my height can be an issue too, because technically you're supposed to be able to like pull this up when it's like closed, and there's supposed to be a fold under your obi. So like there is no way that hits like mid calf, so that's not cool. Too short. All right, let's get out of that. It's warm. Phew. Anyway, that is going to be a nice set of pockets for well, quite a few of these. So that actually might look, it's going to look really good in the rainbow one, now that I've decided that that's what's going to happen, because of the colors. This one looks like it still has its stay stitching in too. I can't tell. Anyway, it's in very good shape. Secondhand shop as well, which is awesome. All right, we're going to work with I want the rainbow. This one. Come on, Obi. All right. So we're going to work with this one for sure. This one's going to become basically everything. So it's going to become a purse. It's going to become a set of wallets. And it will become some kato as well as, if I figure out how to make that Heidi, we'll make the Heidi. Should actually see if I have the Heidi pattern here. The other one that would look really good is Swoon does a hobo bag that I have the pattern for. That might be a really good option. So let's just move some stuff around and see. I'm going to do a search here and see if I've downloaded them into the Ethel Laney hobo. I think, yeah, that's a different one. There's the Sheena. There's Sheena and there's Heidi. There we go. All right, all right, all right. I've got them both downloaded already. That's always good. And then, what's the other one that I was thinking of? We've done the Glenda, which is really nice, but not something that I want to do with these ones. I want to do, also the other thing is that the wedge bag seems like it's the most popular. The Glenda are also really difficult to transport and keep their shape. What was the other one I was talking about? The Heidi and the other one. I think that's all. Okay, so this one needs to be printed. I do think the Heidi is slightly too large, but whatever. Okay, let's go up, and I need to figure out where I need to print from. Page 7, page 8 through 16. Oh, it's because there's two sizes. Okay, whatever, that's fine. 8 to 16. Okay, print. And then I'm sure I have a Swoon, like the whole bag as well, but finding it right now would be something else. The Sheena, that's what it's called. So let's just go in and do that one too. My skill levels have improved so much with the Sheena that I'm actually super excited to try that again. So let's try it again anyway. 16 to 22. Range 16 to 22. Print, and then I will go grab these. I was going to be like, I won't cut them out, but we might just cut them out too, so that I'm just done. Okay, more coffee so that I can think a little bit faster, hopefully. I will go grab this, and I'll also grab an example of the hobo bag because it is really gorgeous, to be honest. So give me 1 second. Okay, that looks like it's in a good spot. Yeah, and we got a good volume on the mic. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, there's the large clutch, which I think is a little bit too wide. Okay. I think it's just a little bit too wide, but I think if I do the small clutch, which they're calling a wristlet, I think it's like small enough. All right, I was going to grab the Sheena and show you as well. Oh well, that'll happen later. Anyway, it's super cute. Is this the correct size? I never have an issue printing patterns from my phone for the correct size, but with the laptop, I have to make sure that they're sized correctly to actually be able to like print them correctly too, or to like have them cut properly. Okay, so looking at that, I think that that is probably going to be a satisfactory size. Ding. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, that's a good length. Then it'll fold over, and then yeah, we can just do a wristlet, because I do think I need to have some wristlets instead of just all purses. Mostly just for a variety of costs. Well, the main reason. Back panel A. Okay. Oh, it is so dusty. I was like, why are my eyes itchy? But yeah, Katie, you just pulled a bunch of interfacing out of OB, so that makes sense. Okay, today might just be a pattern cutting day apparently, but at least we got a whole tour through the OB collection, so. Okay, that is that. For directional fabric, you can cut each exterior main panel at a slant by matching up the grain lines with the grain of the fabric. All right, I have at least 2 of these already printed and like done because it's got different zipper placements. With the OB, I don't typically put the front inset zippers in though, because I don't want to break up the motif usually. Not always, sometimes I do, but on the occasion I don't, because hey, I'm the maker. I'm the maker. I can make the rules and I can break the rules when I know what they're supposed to be about. But yeah, that's the other thing, is like my understanding of interfacing since I last did this is far better than it was when I was doing these originally. So I think I think they'll be better purses. They should be better purses. Okay. All right, so I think yeah, I better actually cut out these patterns for this as well. Okay, so we you're just joining us, we just did a big tour through all of the, oh, never mind, that face cam. There we go, now you can see me better. We just did a big tour through all of the OB bags. I have been dithering about whether we should cut more patterns. I think we should cut more patterns. I am going to check the measurement on the wristlet for the Heidi and just see what it actually says it is, because I think we're be good. All right, the finished measurement is 9 wide and 6.5 tall, and the wide is 11, or the large is 11 wide and 8 inches tall. 11 wide and 8 inches tall, so 11 wide and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's not a bad size. What's the other one, did I say? 9 by 6. 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 6.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and a bit. 6.5. Yeah, I think we do the smalls. Yeah, I think we go small. Okay, and then the Sheena, there's only one size, so it's not a big deal. Okay, yeah, I said that this was going to be OB cutting, but apparently it's just going to be pattern cutting and doing a toss of the OB cupboard, which is actually, or the obi closet, which is not the worst thing to do anyway. It's a good way, like, obviously I found that chocolate chip and I'm like, is it a bug? That would be bad. So, what am I doing? I need my crummy scissors. There they are. They're not bad scissors. They're just, well, okay. They're cheap scissors is what it is. And they are my original fabric scissors. So they have been well loved and used. Now, so the Sheena ends up with a gusset. And this is why I keep a lot of the solid fabrics from the actual like obi and kimono, or the obi at least once I've cut it off, because gussets, well, originally I was going to use vinyl, but the vinyl I got was not, it was like upholstery vinyl, so it had fleece on the back, which, like, that's not going to cut it, haha. Anyway, so that's why we're going to use, I guess we could use waxed canvas on the bottom too, but that isn't quite the look I'm going for with the obi bags. So I think we're just going to interface and use the obi / kimono fabrics. All right, so this looks like it is mostly straight lines, but it is not. Interesting. All right, let's cut this side of it, and then I will take the scissors and follow the line, I guess. Okay, that's a very large gusset. But anyway, yeah, my understanding of what interfacings actually do now is way better. So these purses, the first round did not turn out bad, but now my understanding of interfacing is also going to help me, like, it's going to be less of a battle to get this to come together nicely as part of it. So that's the main thing, is that the battle to get this done will not be the same. And now that we're using fusible interfacing, because that's part of what I battled last time, is I wasn't using fusible interfacing at the time. Refused to. Didn't want to have to buy more when I already had perfectly good interfacing in the room. No, 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 Katie. No. Cool your jets. You need to follow at least some of the guidelines for interfacings. They turned out fine. They just was a fight. If I use fusible interfacing, there's less of a fight. That's all it is. Ding. Okay, that should be a straight line there. And that should be able to, what is on the back of this? There we go. So yeah, I've started the challenge at the study for, like, the 30-day challenge. Basically 30 classes in 30 days. I think I'm signed up. Well, I canceled one for tomorrow because I was like, okay, if I'm going to this birthday party, my in-laws will look after the youngest while we go. And then, yeah, I didn't want to have to, like, double up on childcare tomorrow. So, and the birthday party is way more important because I have lots of classes. Anyway, what I was going to say is I had signed up for 40 classes. I am now down to 39. I've done 2 of them already. They had an amazing deal on an unlimited pass. So I think I'm doing, like, it's going to average out to about $2 per class or something like that. Like, I'll take it. That is amazing. I love it. I need that tape. Tape, tape, tape. Where'd the tape go? Oh, damn it. Tape, 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 tape. We had it earlier to tape together the clutch. Oh, what did I do with it? It can't have gone far. What did I cover it with? That's the better question, probably. Did I just pop it behind? Nope, that's just the surge bar and stuff. I feel like it was here. There it is. Covered by an obi. Surprise. Okay. Shimmy in, shuffle, and then we'll go in. We'll trim down the gross part of this because we do want this as smooth as we can make it, more or less. Because that will make cutting better as well. And I do apologize if that mic sound is horrendous. Please turn down your volume for the next few minutes. Or at least when you see the tape roll out, I'll give a forewarning that the tape roll is coming out. There we go. Okay. I'm going to flip and actually tape it on the back as well. Like I said, I for sure have multiple of these cut out. Where they are is the other question though right now, so who knows. Alright. Make these as flat and as straight as possible. So there's the first piece. And then there's the strap connectors for... And that's the other thing, is I'll be able to make better strap connectors too. What is the C piece? Oh, it's the slip pocket. Okay. Slip pockets are so large that they need to be on 2 pieces of paper. That is terrifying. I forgot about that. Although actually, if I'm not... No, I was like, I don't need that because... Oh no, the slip pockets are in the interior. Never mind. I was like, I don't need pockets. We're not doing the zip pockets on the OB bags. But it's not for the zip pockets. The zip pockets are different cuts. The slip pockets are interior cuts. And we do want interior pockets, especially if I'm not doing the exterior. So. Okay, now this is where pattern envelopes do come in handy. I could be doing this actually out of... those things that are things that you use in the kitchen. Cutting boards. The little plastic ones. But, no. They take a lot of effort to actually cut out, so that's why I don't do a lot of them right now. I do have a pack of them sitting out in the sewing studio. But for now, we'll just go with the paper. And if this continues to look like something that I'll add in regularly, there's a bunch of people who do, well, not a bunch of people, but there are some individuals, businesses that do acrylic templates for these as well. And it's just at the point where it's like, okay, buy some of these things so that your production schedule is just eased up, because these are just easier. I will do the paper patterns to begin with, simply because it's like, is this something that I'm going to do a lot of or not? Rather than, because they're not cheap, and because most of the makers are down in the States, our exchange rate is absolutely horrendous right now. It's actually another reason to go to Japan right now, is that the exchange rate is like spectacular to the Canadian dollar. And although, okay, so I originally looked at going in October, because I was like, okay, October is a really good time. I'm done like my major shows, although I'll probably be applying for one in November, or yeah, end of November, early December, and hopefully I get into it. It's called the Butter Dome show. It's in Edmonton. It's their big craft show. It's been going for like 30 years. I just need to apply for it. It's very expensive, although I also laugh at that a little bit, because it's like, well, okay, it's not very expensive. Well, it is. It is expensive, because it's basically what I'll be paying there for a starter booth of 10 by 10. And we've already discussed how 10 by 10 is really hard, even with reduced stock, just because it's like access is horrendous on a 10 by 10. But the starting cost of that is basically the same price as what I'm going to pay for Knit City for a 20 foot and sponsoring. I'm just like, ooh. So that's why I'm doing the wibble wobble on it and trying to decide if I should do it. But I think I should, because it'd be a good Christmas show to do. And I think it's one of those ones, once you get in, you kind of stay into. So, tape. Sorry, should I give a better forewarning there? Tape. There's tape coming out. Okay, line these up as close as I can, and plonk. Down. Get it done. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. Oh, Dallas totally agreed. He's like, yeah, October sounds really good. I'll do the same, like, mad dash. Although I'm going to cut Tokyo out, I think. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in and focus in Kyoto, especially if the main gist of the trip is charms and kimono obi with a top up at Nomura. I think that's going to be the best way to do it. And actually, if I do it that way, I can live stream the temple market because there won't be Western music playing. Well, there won't be like anything where I'm standing and it's just playing music constantly. But then, yeah, we both agreed, hey, October works really well. I would be home for Halloween. In-out trip. Focus on Kyoto. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Not a big deal. But, well, it is a big deal, but it's like, it's something I've done before. Yeah. Anyway. I don't know why I was trying to go with that. I am not cutting the pocket panel out. No, I'm not spending the time on that. But then he got to work and they're like, so you need to actually stay over this week. The week that I was looking at. It's like, why couldn't you get him to stay over the week before? Or like a week later? No, it had to be the week that we had just decided that that's very likely when I would go. No. I'm just like, seriously? And okay, so whatever, not a big deal. November actually works better because, hey, I fly in and the first day is Toji, and if I'm focusing, that's the temple market. And if I'm focusing on doing the kimono and like obi, awesome, then I can like just buy it all and then fill up the rest of it with like a trip to Nonoma or the tailor. Perfect. The issue there is that apparently everyone is going to Kyoto at the end of November, and it puts the price up for the hotel rooms by $70 to $150 per night. So like one of the hotel rooms that I was looking at, that's like a really nice hotel, really good, $90 in October, $150 in November. And I was just, and like the rest of them, and like hostel rooms are like $90. I'm not staying in a hostel. No. Mostly it's like because I will have a high quantity of product, although I guess I would be shipping it fairly quick. I guess I could look to see if they've got like individual rooms or something like that, but I'm like, am I too old for a hostel? There is one place, but it's like just the next step above a hostel. Or like it's like a hostel combined with a almost like a capsule hotel. I don't know how to describe it, but it's really strange. It looks clean, but it's like the best option. And I'm just like, I don't know. I could go stay in Osaka, but the problem with staying in Osaka is it's at least an hour transit to everything I want to do, so that's not really worth the savings to me. Yeah, I don't know now. It's like, of course they would have to schedule him for work on the 1 week where it's like, okay, I am actually going to pull the trigger on this and like do this. Cat problems. Well, not really, because the hotel expense is not a cat problem. It's like, the flights are comparable, so that's good. But I'm like, why does everyone want? Okay, I know why everyone wants to be in Kyoto in November is because of the like momiji. It's the fall. It's like the height of fall colors. It's gonna be absolutely gorgeous. But it's like, why does everyone have to be in Kyoto that week? I just realized I could have very easily poked my eye out with that, so let's not shake the X-Acto knife in my face again. Oh, that would be a surefire way to have a bad time. Cat problems? That's not, without poking myself with an X-Acto knife in the eye would not be a cat problem. But the rest of it definitely is. So it's not worth injuring myself over cat problems. And then I was like, okay, wild and fancy-free idea. Dallas wants to go with the kids for longer, so why don't we look at like going in January or February? But it's the same problem. So I'm just like, we can't win right now. Because it's like, realistically, I don't have to go in November. But the next best option is right before Christmas, and I'm not doing that. Tape time, just in case you need to turn your volume down. Yeah, I'm just like, really? October was the best month to go. Well, money-wise, it was the best month to go. Time-wise, November still is the best option, so I don't know what to do. Well, if I get the opportunity to go, it'll be November, but I'm also thinking I might actually, if I'm just focusing down in Kyoto, I might actually fly into Osaka, Because I'm like, if I did that, I think the flight prices into Osaka. Oh no, if I do air miles, it's more expensive. Like significantly more points than flying into Narita. Because I was like, well, I could just pay the extra or the little bit. It's not that much extra in flight. Although I think it's about the same as actually paying for the bullet train, so never mind. Now that I say that out loud, I think it's the same cost. All right, that's taped. So we're going to cut down the Heidi, both Heidis, because, hey, while we're at it, we may as well. That needs to be cut. That needs to be cut. That is the back panel. And then I don't do the vinyl accents. And then that's the pocket panel. Okay. And then we'll go in and I'll make any notes of like the extra cuts that I need to make as well. So it's looking like I've got a person coming over to buy my spin shoes off of me because I don't actually use them. My feet expanded postpartum, not during pregnancy. And so they no longer fit. Well, or at least they're uncomfortable to wear. I think they're a little bit too narrow for my foot is the main thing. And then I don't think I've gone up a lot in size. But it's like the amount I've gone up just pushed my toe box into where it's like the shoe is uncomfortable. So anyway, I'm trying to sell the shoes. Whatever. So I should have someone coming over around, I think she said 3:30 or 4. I told her to ring the bell and I would be a couple minutes to come up. Just as a heads up, when the bell rings, I need to go upstairs. Because you need to know everything going on in my life right now. Anyway, yeah, I got to decide now if I want to do... I think I am too old for a hostel. But it's like even the Comfort Inn in Kyoto, which like is like $90 in September, is like $250 in flipping November. And I'm like, it's a comfort hotel. Now, comfort hotels in Japan are amazing. They have amazing breakfasts and like super comfy, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, seriously, I'm not paying $200 for a comfort hotel. Especially when there are other options for cheaper than that. Although the placement of the comfort is quite good. Because it's basically, I don't know, I think it's like a 4 or 5 minute walk from Toji. And like the other place that I was thinking for October that I was going to like splurge on because it was a little bit more expensive, but far more convenient, is right across from Nomura Taylor. But they've gone up to like $100, which is not what I want to spend my money on. I prefer to spend my money on fabric. That's the issue that I'm having. Also because I didn't think I was going to make it this year, and now it's looking more like I'm going to make it. I want to make the trip as cheap as possible. Because, like I said, I was pretty happy with not going until February 26th. But I do think some small stock-ups are required now. I don't know. Plus, I really do want to go because one of my friends is in hospice there, and I would like to go see her because I have a feeling if I wait until 26, that's going to be too late. That's actually one of the other big reasons. Because you could rightfully say, Katie, why don't you just save up and wait until 26? And that is actually the main reason to not wait until 26. So I don't know. I'll figure it out. And I'll stop complaining about my cat problems. That isn't... Hospice is not a cat problem. The rest of it is. Maybe I'll just suck up and splurge on myself and get the fancy hotel. It's not even a fancy hotel. I got so spoiled going in 22 because it was like everyone was like, we're open again. We're going to have such good like deals. And so I got like a $450 a night room. It was more expensive, but it's like right on to Kyoto Station. And I got for like $150 a night. And that was a decent enough deal because of the location. It was a very fancy hotel. And it was 2 nights. So I was like, okay, that's where I'm going to spend a little bit of money. It was also the first stop. So it was like where I was going to end up dealing with most of my jet lag. It had an amazing tub. But yeah, now it's like $450 to $500 to $600 a night. I'm like, nope. Especially going just by myself. Maybe later. There we go. All right. really want to go back and stay there though. But that's the other thing too, is it's like even the hotel that Dallas and I stayed at for our first trip is also like, it's just all gotten really expensive. Which is wild because Japan is like in a slump right now. And that's very well indicated by how strong, like we're currently at a plus 15 exchange rate with them. So basically $1 here purchases, like the exchange rate works out to 115 yen. So $1.15-ish basically. I'm pulling tape if you need to turn your volume down. Yeah, so I'm just like, all right then. I'll figure it out. I should double check on the cost of flights with air miles. Again, just to make sure. I am still gagging a maggot over the fact. So, we are still changing our whole like point structure, because here's the thing. Tape again. Is if I am, or if we're going to start traveling, like, or continue traveling in the off season, it doesn't look like WestJet is going to continue to offer direct flights in the wintertime. Mostly because they have actually partnered up with JAL. Amazing choice for them. I'm not arguing this. But the problem with that for us is that you can't use like their companion voucher, you can't do the member exclusive fares, all the things you really can do outside of collecting like their WestJet dollars, you can't do for a JAL flight. JAL is an amazing company. I would love to fly with them, but it is not in the cards for 4 people right now because it would cost us like $21,000 to fly from Calgary to Tokyo with WestJet in the wintertime. So it's like, okay. Air Canada still has at least a decent cost. So I told Dallas we really have to get on the whole collecting of the Aeroplan points, because even if we only book a couple or one flight with points and then use air miles for the other 3 or something like that, I think that's what's going to have to end up happening. Because I will use air miles for me probably, unless maybe a seat sale will come on and that'll be a better deal. Well, it won't be a better deal, but it'll be a comparable enough deal that using, because that's the other thing, is like the air miles are not the same value. I had enough for 4 of us for the longest time, and then the flights all went up by a significant amount of points. So, yeah. Cat problems. My reward schemes no longer work. So now I'm debating, it's like, do I keep? I'm getting rid of air miles. I think they are not worth the amount that we pay, because now we got the WestJet dollars to get us down to like Florida and everything for Disney World, or California, wherever we're going in the States, basically. If we continue to travel to the States, which I think we will, but I don't know. I guess it depends on what ends up happening in November, actually. Let's go with that. Okay, that is actually exactly on all the lines. Sweet. So let's do this. And down here. Anyway, that is the best way to travel for all of that. And then I'm still leaning towards we should get Aeroplan for Japan. Because here's the thing, we're very rarely going to fly within the period that WestJet actually has their direct flight set. Maybe in the September time period, but that's going to be more rare as well. Oh, okay, apparently I did not have that exactly on. So I think, yeah, we'll split difference between Aeroplan and WestJet, and basically just hope that Air Canada eventually brings back a direct flight from Calgary, because they used to have it. The wild one to me is they still have the direct flight from Toronto. So they used to have, well, basically that was the flight that you would get on to go to direct from Calgary to Tokyo. But now it's just a direct flight completely. They don't even stop in Calgary. But it's like, I was on that flight one time. It was kind of cool because it's like, oh, this is the flight number that goes to Tokyo. And it still flies. And I'm like, okay, so just like start stopping in Calgary again. That would be amazing. Like I said, all the cat problems right now. I am annoyed about the October to November thing, because it's like, that's so annoying. November is still the better dates, but come on. Why? That's like Well, they gave him a lot of time. Realistically, they did give him a lot of time and like heads up about the audit. At least it wasn't like I booked it and then they're like, hey, you gotta stay over for this audit. At least, well, I'm not going to be booking this for a while anyway. I am going to watch for sales because that is still the smarter way to do flights. And I'm actually going to watch to see because they did last year with WestJet have a special from Vancouver, and it was like $630 round trip. Unheard of. I've always paid, well, unless it was on sale. So I've only very rarely paid under $1,000 to go to Japan. Like that, and that was a killer deal. No, that was also from Calgary. But I'm like, I am 100% sure I can get a very cheap flight. Like a cheaper flight from Calgary to Vancouver. And then connect to Japan. So I will watch for that sort of thing. Because who knows, maybe I'll get lucky this year. It was like that sort of situation of like, do I need to go back to Japan in the fall last year? Because that would have been cool. Anyway, if I do end up going, what would you guys like to see? Because here's the thing, I think I can probably live stream the actual like temple market. So that's going to be fun because then you can come along and see me selecting these kimono and obi, at least sections of it. I will not be able to do I'm just not even going to try with normal tailor because I do eventually want to, well, I'm working on slowly getting those subscribers up. So hopefully at some point I can monetize the channel. And I don't want any dings against my channel. So I'm not even going to try with normal tailor. I will still film in there, but it'll be a post later, like after I'm home sort of thing. I am thinking that I will still work on getting the like snacks. I know Dallas won't be with me, so it won't be quite as fun. I guess the question is, do I do those live or do we do those recorded as well? Well, I'll definitely do them in Japan. The jet lag is going to be insane, but that's okay. Actually, that is one nice thing is the temple market, like Toji, is the first day. So that'll be something to like get up and get out for. But yeah, I am open to like suggestions if there's something that you're like, oh my god, I want to see this. I could do something like live streaming Fushimi Inari, which is the big shrine that I will go to and do my prayers at. It's basically like a business success shrine, and hey, something's working, so it's like it's not gonna hurt, that's for damn sure. That's always my opinion on these. So Japan most people will say that they are secular, but they've got a very interesting like mix of religions. So their main two, kind of like their main one that they subscribe to for everyday life is called Shintoism, and it's like animism and a little bit of animism or whatever it is, where it's like things are imbued with spirits and stuff like that, and gods, all of that. I think it's animism, but anyway, it's what's represented in popular culture with Japan, like Inuyasha, anime and stuff like that. If you're more familiar with like Sailor Moon, Rei and her grandpa were like Shinto shrine caretakers. There we go, carekeepers. And it's kind of like, these things are imbued with the spirit and all of that. So when I say Fushimi Inari Taisha, it is a shrine and it is imbued with the spirit, or it's where you go and like pray for business success from Inari, whose messengers are the foxes. And then all the gates, if you've ever watched Memoirs of a Geisha, that is actually a real location, the like gates that she's running through at the end, that is Fushimi Inari Taisha. And I'm going to pop this off, and I need to actually get a new blade on here. That's Fushimi Inari Taisha, and basically all those gates are sponsored by businesses. And like anyone can go sponsor a gate there, which is super cool. So so all of the backs of them have like the business. I should have brought I'm going to need my sharp spin for that. Or not sharp spin, but like the pin bin. And it's really cool because actually there is like gates there from the Showa period and all of that. So like you can tell when they were put up. So you have, I've seen Showa, I've seen Heisei, which was the last one, and then Reiwa, which is the current emperor. And it gives you the dates and everything like that they were put up. And then the other main religion in Japan, there is Christianity, and I'm pretty sure there's Judaism and Islam. Like, I'm pretty sure everything is there. But the two main that most people say they are is Shinto and then Buddhism. And most of the time the Buddhism is, if they're not saying they're secular, basically they follow Shinto practices most of the time, and then Buddhist practices for death and like funerals and stuff like that. At least that's what I've seen at a glance, sort of thing, and what I was kind of taught when I was there. So it's pretty cool. So anyway, so I go and I pray at the Shinto shrine, Fushimi Inari Taisha, and then I buy an ema. If I have time, I will hike it. I have not had time the last couple times, and I doubt that I'll have time this time either, but when we go with the kids, we'll definitely be hiking it, so I'll make sure I get video then. But yeah, I'd be happy to bring you along for some of it. I don't want to bring you along for all of it because it is still a religious institution. So it would be akin to basically filming in a church. Maybe we'll do like some of the walk up the path and things like that, but I won't bring you along for like the actual like prayer and ema and stuff like that. Ema are prayer boards that you purchase at shrines, and then you write your like prayer on it, and then you hang it. And every year, if it's not too full, every year they get burnt at New Year's. So that's why I'm like, I need to go do a prayer and do an offering, because something, like I said, is working. Granted, it is just a lot of hard work as well, and creating opportunities for myself. But I'm going to say that it's also just the effort of asking for help a little bit too. Okay, there we go. Zippy, zippy, zip. And then we're going to go zippy, zip down here. And then we'll do the curve. And then we'll do the last straight one. And then we can do pattern placement for these Heidi. I wonder if I should do... No. I was like, I wonder if I should do one of these, like, with cotton linen. But I just realized I can't really. I could. I think I have some lining fabric left, but there's not much. Okay, I do have to tape this in a moment as well once it's cut, so if you need to turn your volume back down, I will not talk about anything important until after the tape is done at this point. Tape, tape, tape. And then I think this is the only piece that actually needs to be taped on this one as well. Yeah, okay. Sweet. Okay. Line everything up as best I can. Hope a gust of wind doesn't come through the room. Tape. Tape time. Yeah, so when I'm actually this is a perfect example. So Fushimi Inari Taisha is a Shinto shrine. Now I'm talking again. We'll get another piece of tape here in a second though. So I'll just actually shut up and I'll tell you it afterwards. Okay, we're done with the tape. Anyway, so Fushimi Inari Taisha is a shrine, but Toji, where the temple market happens, is a temple. And is like based in Buddhist practices, whereas Fushimi Inari Taisha, a shrine, is based in Shinto practices. There we go. And sometimes they're on the same grounds. I'll tell you a story about that in 1 second. Just like I want to gulp down the rest of my coffee. Okay, good. There's nothing down there that shouldn't be down there. All right. Which one should we start with? This is the issue now. This is always the issue, but this is a particular issue now. Actually, we're going to double check on the Heidi what I can do with this one, because I think the large is a little bit too wide. So, although I think what I've done before is basically I've just cut it and then I've just been like, all right, and now you're going to do this. I need a second ruler. Damn it. I had a second ruler here. Let's pitch all the paper over the edge because I'm not going to, that can go towards the kids' drawing. At least the pieces that are like full pieces. Where is my other ruler? Nope, don't have another ruler here right now. It's across the room, that's why. Okay, so we are to that point right there. 3.5 inches basically. Actually, if I flip this over, that'll give us the exact measurement, because most obi and kimono are in panels of 12 to 13 inches. So it is 6 inches. Okay. So this one might be a little bit wider, and it looks like I can get it on the fold. Because here's what I want to do, is I just want to do this and see I can make it work. Yes. Okay. So this will be the large, and then we'll probably also do the small, because why not? And then we'll also do the wallet, and then we'll also do, what else were we going to do out of this? Just the wallets. And then purses. And then, so that's a wristlet. So okay, so those are the Heidi's. That is a pocket panel for the Sheena. We are not doing pocket panels on something like this because I don't want to break up I'm going to turn the camera back down here. But anyway, I don't want to break up the pattern. So the Sheena usually has a zip pocket, but we're not doing that. Okay, and it is a situation where this is actually a little bit too tall, but I can make it, oh yeah, we're fine. No, we're just right. Sweet, okay. Then we'll fold. Okay, I think we've got enough to do all of that, right? Yes, we do. Excellent, because then what I can do, so the backs of these will be the blah-de-blah. Okay, so what I do need to do before I cut any of this is I need to go in and just read the instructions for the Sheena and the Heidi, just to make sure I've got it right. Because it's also like, okay, so what do I need for lining and interfacing and all of that? I was going to say nonsense. It's not nonsense. It's required. Anyway, what I was going to say now that we're done taping about the Shinto versus Buddhism is sometimes you actually have Buddhist temples on Shinto grounds, and sometimes you have Shinto grounds on Buddhist temples. So like in Kiyomizu-dera, which is one of the really famous temples in Kyoto, it's like the one that you have photographed of this like temple that you're looking kind of this direction at, and then it's like this panoramic view over Kyoto. Let me just find a photo of it. There is actually a Shinto shrine on there for like love, basically is what it is. And yeah, it also has like one of the famous pagodas. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking of when I say it. And then I'll show you another one that's a really cool photo of it as well. So it's the top of this gaijin pot thing. Okay, come on. Think. Okay, so that's Kiyomizu-dera. And then I think if you scroll down, yeah, it shows you like the other things in there too. Anyway, not very good. What they do is they've got a Shinto shrine to love there. I actually got a safe birth charm from there when we went on our first trip, because we were thinking that we were going to start trying to have kids like right after Japan, our first trip to Japan. And this is probably the one that most people associate with Kiyomizu-dera. This is the pagoda. And it's the first photo. It's right under the pagoda portion of this. Ding, 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 ding. All right, apparently YouTube is having issues. Excellent. All right, both things of YouTube are having issues. Hmm. All right, what is going on? All right, if you can hear me, I'm going to restart the stream and I will be back in like